Hey, oh, almost had somebody. Hold on. Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Michael B. And I'm joined by PD7. This guy is the hardest guy in the world to get to come on your show. I've been asking him nonstop. I started to get that feeling like, when you were a guy in high school and you'd call that girl and you'd be like, hey, you want to go out Saturday? And she's like, sorry, I got to dry my hair or wash my hair. I started to feel like PD7 was just blowing me off. He can never come on the show. And he was working so hard right before the show came on to get past his firewall so he could join me. My God, your camera looks good, Phil.
I'm using my phone. I cannot get on the PC. Are we live?
We're live, live and in living color.
Sorry, I don't know. Going old school here. I don't know what's going on with the computer. Kelly might have to help me out with this later.
How
do I sound? Am I coming through okay?
You're coming through okay. What's that mic you're using there? That is beautiful, man. Like that's got all kinds of RGB lighting and stuff.
Yeah, it's too bad it's not functional for tonight.
That's okay, man. As long as you could be here, we appreciate it. The picture is nice and clear. That's all that matters. A couple of weeks ago, I had Sean on, and that was a mess, man. He was a little pixelated. But still, I appreciated him having on.
Thank you for bringing me on. Sorry. I been running around, guys. Mike, I really appreciate you bringing me on.
Oh,
I'm
Phil,
sorry. I'm always doing videos all the time.
I just think you're blowing me off. You're like,
no,
PD7. I'm the whole home arcade now. I'm the whole effing show. I don't need you anymore, Michael B. And I was like feeling left out a little bit.
I'm just trying to keep up with these daily videos. Like I'm just seeing how long I can go with it.
So why are you doing the daily videos? Is it something like you've set yourself out you want to do, or you're just having fun with it? What's the story?
I was told there was a couple of gentlemen that look forward to watching me. Like, can you believe that? In the morning, I said,
it's cool, right? Yeah,
it is. I'm going to try to keep this going until, and I was telling Big ED this, when I start, if I put something out that's just like, oh, he's just throwing this out, then I'll take a break. Like if my heart's not into it. But for right now, I'm trying to just come up with some creative stuff and keep it going.
Yeah, don't burn yourself out. You can't force something. Every now and then, I got to do something different for my own sanity. Like this weekend, I went back to my NES roots and I reviewed that NES edition Nintendo World Championship. Had a lot of fun doing that. There was a little bit of, I'm trying to work on this whole Cool Toy. Cool Toy does these really good unboxings, but if you have an eagle eye, you can tell the way he does it. Like he does a lot of it like literally in the process. So I'm trying to learn how to do that and how to do that with good sound, like mix my mic and my audio in instead of just holding a camera and talking while the camera is rolling, right?
That's all I know how to do.
I'm trying to get the whole production level down and then cut some B-roll and put it in really good. So I had some fun trying that stuff out this weekend. I did the Nintendo World Championship unboxing and review. I also reviewed a toy, and it's the first time I ever did a single toy review. Like I've always done videos of collaborations of a bunch of toys I got, but I just took one toy, and I wanted to see what it was like to review that.
I was going to ask you about that because you have all your G.I. Joes hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
So you was that Beachhead you did?
Yep, Beachhead.
You took him out of the package. So what are you using to hang all those on the wall with? What's sticking them?
Thumbtacks in the actual book. That's what I'm doing with the 20th anniversary 3.75-inch figures, because I never ever opened those, and it's too late now. I'm not going to open them now. They're in the package. They've been in the package for like 16 years, so they're not getting opened up. But these new G.I. Joe classified retro card backs, I'm trying to actually enjoy them and take them out of the package. It's really hard for me. Like I feel really weird opening up a toy because I just like to see it in that, I've always had that thing. Like I like going into my DVD room because it reminds me of Blockbuster with all the DVDs there. And I like having toys still in the package because it reminds me of like going to Toys R Us and looking at them. You can never buy them because you were a kid, right? You had no money.
You still have Toys R Us at least. Like at least you can go to a Toys R Us.
Hey, Phil, it's a distant memory of what Toys R Us was, and they don't have the buying power that they used to, where it's just a Canadian chain now.
Macy's in the States is horrible compared. I don't even know if I can go back there, like to say that we're going to Toys R Us again. It's bad.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. I see all you guys in the chat. You mentioned earlier about that feeling, like people telling you, like, I look forward to watching your videos in the morning. My buddy Stock Jock's here. He always leaves me the nicest messages. Like, I'll do a video mid-afternoon, and he's like, "Oh, so nice to see like a Michael V video pop up in my feed in the afternoon," and stuff like that. It's messages like that. Like, you get so many weird messages sometimes. People being critical of your video, people being critical of you. When you get a message like that, you're just like, man, that feels good. That's why you want to do this. You like that kind of stuff. You like to think that people out there actually care and are there waiting for you to release some stuff, right?
It's motivate. Like we want to do videos. Like that it's motivation. It's awesome. Yeah. Stock Shock's a great guy, and he just drove back from the Southern Fried Gaming Convention.
I know. Yeah, I eagle eyes saw him, even though he messaged me. And what did he send me? He sent me a picture of, I'd have to go back and check now, because he actually wrote me on Facebook and told me he saw something there. Can't remember what it is now off the top of my head. Maybe he'll mention it in the chat. But I also saw him wearing his Pac-Man, like Pac-Man button-up Hawaiian type shirt in the Retro Ralph seminar that he had there, or whatever.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. Caught him, no problem. And here's a little bit more motivation. Really nice when people do this. I really appreciate it, Goldmine Arcade. 1999 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Michael B and PD7 is my favorite two YouTubers, and I look forward every morning to PD7's videos. Look, there it is again. That nice message, right?
Thank you, Goldmine.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, brother. And because you're the first, I don't do this very much anymore, but we're gonna celebrate a little bit. You gotta people what they want. I actually gotta change that. I'm not buying another pinball machine anytime soon. I'm so broke. Thank you very much.
There's NBA Jam on your horizon again.
No, there most certainly isn't. That's what it was. Stock Jock went by my lady love. Like honestly, this one has surpassed Stranger Things. Like, if I could get a second Stern pinball, this would be it. Elvira House of Horrors came out, and man, oh man, I gotta see that. Thank you very much, Stock Jock. And everybody, thank you so much for being here. I'll try to get to some people in the chat. We're going to leave a little bit of time at the end for some questions. Stay tuned. We'll do shout-outs and questions towards the end of the video. Phil, fun night tonight. We're at the halfway point of the calendar year. We're looking back at all the home arcade products that came out. I specifically wanted you to come on because you're so positive. I like your positive attitude, and you actually made me feel pretty good about Arcade1Up at a time when I was really like disappointed. Like, I saw that new form factor for the NBA Jam, and I was like,
okay,
new sleek design.
How long ago did you see the form factor?
How long ago?
Like, you don't have to be like 100% honest, but just estimate. Like, how long ago?
The day it came out.
Okay.
The day they announced it was the first time I saw it. So what you said really, really made me happy was you said Arcade1Up are never consistent. So they're doing this. There's a chance they never do it again. And I was like, you know what? He's right. I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic because Phil is the most optimistic guy in the entire world. And he's motivating me now that I'm just going to pretend this is a one-off, and I'm going to wait and I'm going to see what they come up with.
The only thing that scares me about that is a gentleman did say that if there's new investors, like I don't know the details here, but if there's new investors, they might go a cheaper route on doing stuff this way. So that did kind of scare me, but yeah, it's cord. They aren't consistent. Like look at they give us Golden TXL, and then the Shack Jam comes out. There's no coin door. There's no grill covers on the speakers. It's not the consistency.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's always bothered me a lot about Arcade1Up. Like, if you buy a product, there's certain standards of quality and stuff like that that you expect. Like, if I buy a whole wave of Arcade1Ups and then a little bit later I buy another one and it has a worse monitor, or there's problems with the sound, I'm like, what's going on? Or they don't have the same feature. These are the kind of things that I always question, right? But we'll see. I'm positive about this. We lost Phil.
Oh, I was trying. I just saw Bill's comment that my camera was reversed. Now, how do I fix that one?
I don't know if you can do it from your phone. I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Because you go into your settings and then you just have to hit, reverse camera. I don't know if they have the settings there. At least he's not pixelated, guys. At least he's not pixelated. Wait till he comes back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Sorry. I really screwed this one up.
No, man, you're doing fine. I'm having fun. That's all that matters. Papa Brad said he just played the new Elvira at Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Yeah, House of Horrors is really good, and I know a lot of people still think Scared Stiff is the best. It probably is. I haven't got to experience Scared Stiff a lot, the actual physical pinball machine. I played a lot of Party Monsters. I really like Party Monsters. What I was told, though, is House of Horrors takes so many different elements of both games, Party Monsters and Scared Stiff, and really builds it into one game, which is like a celebration of Elvira's whole pinball life. So I don't know. I just really like House of Horrors. Did you figure it out?
We might be backwards. That's the best. I don't want to.
Nah, who cares?
X-Men's backwards. Sorry. Technical difficulties tonight.
It's okay, Phil. We're in the mirror universe. It's totally okay. Anyways, let's go through the list of products that came out this past year and what we think of them. So I know something you've been thinking about for a while is the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, and you're still not there. You're like, you know what? If there was a sale, a little bit more of a sale, probably would have thought about it, but you've gone in the other direction. The real one I want to talk about here is the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K Attack from Mars. In my opinion, that may be the nicest looking product AtGames have ever released. Like, in my opinion, they knocked it out of the park. They did something that people have always been critical of AtGames for not doing. Like, Arcade1Up fans said, I like the idea of multicade. I just don't like the way it looks. I don't like the shape for the AtGames Legends Ultimate, even with the AtGames Legends Pinball. And then I'm like, I don't like the art. It doesn't match. But then it did match. Now, Phil, I also got to tell you, I also called in a backup in case you couldn't make it, and now he's here. So,
oh, hey, Danny.
Let's go, guys. Thanks for the invite, buddy.
Oh, my God. It's already started.
We're going to go all night, Mike B. Let's go. I got plenty
of
energy.
No. It's really late here, Danny.
What time is it by you?
It's 11:45.
Okay, that's not too bad. Hey, Phil, your camera's backwards, just as a heads up.
I know.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how to fix it. I'm having some technical difficulty. I need Kelly to help me on this computer because I can't get past the firewall. And
it's okay, buddy. At least your camera looks great, though. I will say that.
It does.
Like, yeah, it looks great. Like, love the progress.
We got Bizarro Superman tonight, so everything's backwards.
There you go.
Okay.
That works.
So, Danny and Phil, I got some positive energy around me. I got a feeling this is going to be a very fun. Well, oh my God, what is that? An Arizona iced tea?
Oh yeah, dude.
We're the biggest can I've ever seen in my life.
We're always doing the Arnold Palmers here, man. Half iced tea, half lemonade. Love it.
$5 super chat from my buddy Jason Little Alien. Good to see you tonight, or any night, Phil. Hey, good to see the new Regorf sign up. Where's the Regorf sign? What is this? You're gonna have to tell me about it. I bought one as well, thanks to your Hobby Lobby vids. What's Regorf? Phil, this one's for you.
I can't think of what Regorf.
Reg Gorf.
I can't think of what that is. Regorf sign up. I bought. Is it a Gorf sign at Hobby Lobby? Did I miss
I think he's talking about your Frogger sign where it's.
Oh, hey, you know what? Can I drop something really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a Frogger here, right? And Tim's Arcade Talk is approaching 1,000 subscribers. As soon as he gets 1K, I'm going to send this out. I'm going to put it on my Instagram. So I know he's backwards, but you'll get an actual, like, he won't be backwards. You'll get a Frogger for a giveaway. So if you haven't subbed to Tim, please head over to Arcade Talk and let's get him to 1,000. He's got a ton of videos out there. He's got over 500 some videos, and Tim's a great guy.
Nice. Congratulations, Tim. And really nice of you to do that giveaway, too.
Yeah,
all right,
I gotta get rid of this. I gotta get rid of this sign.
Well,
we need to get him there tonight, guys. Please, get him over there and give him a sub.
It makes sense now. Now I see it.
All right, Jason Little Alien, best moderator in business. I'll go a step further. Probably one of the best people in the business. No one is more dedicated to coming into these streams, watching, monitoring what's going on in the chat, making sure everybody's toeing the line. Awesome guy. Thank you very much for the super chat, Jason. Greatly appreciated. And I know my co-hosts are going to probably get sick of this, but you got to give the people what they want.
We're good with it. We like the pinball money.
I'm really excited. I also saw Chaotic BPR, I think it was. He was at Southern Fried Gaming Expo as well, wasn't he?
Yes, him and Stock Chalk and Nerd Lounge Master 84 were together.
Nice. So I saw he posted a video. I'm not sure if it was on, I think it was on Facebook, and it was him walking past all the pinball machines. One, I'm really excited to try when we go to Chicago in October. Come hell or high water, I'm making it. I really want to try out Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm definitely going to go to the spooky pinball factory tour and try to talk to some bigwigs there. I'm going to pull a little corner gate and be like, guys, Friday the 13th, let's go. I'm going to get in on these meetings with these executives and get these games going.
You miss every shot you don't take, right? Hey, RGT85 said that last night on Biggie D's stream. He's like, go ahead and email him, see what happens. Like, oh yeah.
Did you email him? I told you all I had to do was reach out to him.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't do any emailing. Okay, so long and short, hey, so you're gonna go to the pinball festival. Galloping Ghost, is that on 15th or the 16th of October? Do you know?
I don't know. We haven't made any plans yet. We're a little in our like friend group, inner circle, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. Like we still haven't made any hard plans. Like, you guys are pretty mad at me because I haven't bought my tickets yet. I'm usually the catalyst of buying my airfare and like starting things out, but I just haven't had the money to buy my tickets yet. I keep buying shit. Can't help myself.
It's all those G.I. Joe action figures. Stop it. PD7, well, you're influencing him in the wrong way.
I know. I gotta stop
it was PD7.
I got a review coming out tomorrow. Guys, I'm going nuts buying stuff. Like, that's another reason. Okay, Carlo, I know you don't want to hear this. That's the reason why I didn't get the AtGames. Instead of spending, let's just call it $1,900, I can buy just this stuff every time we go out. Like, it's one or the other, you know?
Yeah, I'm chat, I'm passing up on the toys and I'm going all in on the pinball. So just to let you know. Speaking of pinball real quick, and I know Michael B, you said it or saw it. That Godzilla's 70th anniversary, that thing looks incredible. The black and white with like the Pokemon hieroglyphic like effect to it. That looks so cool, and I'm not even a pinball guy. And I said,
Pokemon hieroglyphic?
Yeah, you know when you get like a hilo or a hieroglyphic card or whatever it's called, you know, like when it shines.
Holograph? Do you mean
holograph? I'm sorry, hologram. Sorry, I was moving all the cabs around. I'm a little disoriented.
Have you done a stream with Danny before, Phil?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Intentionally been a while? Are you mad now I didn't tell you?
Oh my god. Oh, we got, if you want to read it, there you go.
For making PD7 have to mess with his camera, LOL. Hello to PD7 and Cornercade tonight. Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Guys, Bill, one of the nicest people in our community, makes great videos. Go check out Bill's Retro Gaming Show. You guys ever been on a show with Bill? I think I've had Bill on my show when I did those Saturday night streams. So were you?
Yeah, I was on. I think we were both on that Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill is absolutely incredible, an amazing dude, and I would love to have him back on the show. It's been a minute. We got to get his thoughts on some current stuff that we're talking about. We'll definitely have him on again.
Awesome. Bill's Retro Gaming Show, also huge Doctor Who fan. So if you're a Whovian, I think they call themselves, go check out Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Drop some Doctor Who knowledge with him. And as a thank you to Bill, you got to give the people what they want. All right, guys, we're 20 minutes in, and we've accomplished absolutely nothing, so time to get to the actual topics. So first up, I wanted to talk about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. Obviously, that came out last year, 2023. Came out, I think it was like late December. People first started to get their units, but really, it's a 2024 product, especially the Attack from Mars. I love the Attack from Mars. Like I was saying, I think it's one of the nicest looking products ever. neither of you guys have picked up an AtGames Legends Pinball 4K yet. I know, Phil, you've told a big story, and Danny, you're currently doing something. You're trying to crowdfund one or something. Is that how it works?
Of course. I mean, we don't want to pay for it. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, so we're doing a little bit of both. Real quick here. I got 6 cabs up for sale. Yeah. So going to try to make some room here. And obviously, we had a show that the community here picked it. They wanted it. They went crazy with $170 in super chats raised. I mean, the chat was crazy. It was great. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. So they want Mrs. Corner K to get a pinball, and I'm down for pinball too. It looks great. Of course, it's going to be the Attack from Mars. There's no other one right now that's even scratching that surface as far as that goes. But yeah, we are definitely going to get one sooner than later. You can bet your last dollar on that.
So the cool thing about what you're doing there is like you've got your Marvel pinball back there, which, you know, it's fine and stuff like that. You got a really cool topper for it. Did you do the mod to add extra games and stuff like that?
No, I just want it Marvel. It's
just want a Marvel?
Yeah, just a Marvel pinball.
Yeah. So with yours though, what you can do, he's not paying attention anymore. He's gone now.
Oh, my 2-year-old gave me this.
Yeah, not my 2-year-old, but my 7-year-old comes in sometimes and gives me stuff. So what you can do with yours though, Danny, like it is really cool in the fact that you probably only need one pinball because you can play anything you want literally on that machine. Like you can play with the stock games, hook a PC up, and then you can play like everything from visual pinball. So, I mean, it looks good. It can do everything. So it's a one and done for you. I know you're not used to that with all those Arcade1Ups there, but it's a multi-cade. It's a multi-pin.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing that I talked to my wife about. Like, look, we can actually like buy like pinball packs and like have a new game every time. And obviously you can hook up a PC that we're going to need to get a little bit of, you know, working with on the community for, because that's like above my head as far as we're just used to putting buttons in and swapping out the coin door lights kind of thing. So
well, it's not that complicated. And if you ever have any trouble, just ask B Kong. In fact, anybody in the community, if you want B Kong's personal number, just send me a message. I'll send it to you. And B Kong will actually Skype you and fix yours up. At least he did for me.
Real talk though, he did help us a ton when it came to the buttons. He's an absolute he's so nice. Like honestly, him and Travis like helped my wife so much to figure out what we're actually trying to do here, and they made the process so simple that literally anyone could do it. We've shown it on live stream before. It is so easy to swap these buttons out, for example.
Okay, so I'm gonna get my piece out of the way. I'm doing a little bit of shilling here not because I'm a paid representative of the company, but because I really like it and I'm going to advocate for it. ALP 4KP is awesome, guys. Like the machine itself is awesome. Adam's Family, it's not my favorite art. Obviously, I would have went from Attack from Mars, but they sent me out the pinball machine. So, you know, and it's the only one we can get in Canada. So it is what it is. But let me talk a little bit about it. Everything they brought from the original ALP to the 4KP, excellent. All the software, machine itself, super solid. You can do a ton of stuff with it. The SSF kit, anybody you ask, anybody you talk to, that SSF kit changes the entire experience. Okay, it's so freaking good.
Time out 1 second. For those who bought it and didn't do the kit, you did that. You installed the kit after the fact.
Yeah.
Can anybody do it?
I'm an idiot, Phil. I don't know how to mod anything. I can't mod a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. and somehow me and my brother got this in no problem. Like, it is super easy. I'll give you a thing on P-Dubs here. Like, P-Dubs didn't put his in for forever. And I was like, you got to put your SSF kit in. You got to put your SSF kit in. And he was like, oh, well, I'm just so mad at AtGames. And he finally decided to do it. He called me and he was like, Mike, that SSF kit, it's amazing. I don't know why I waited so long.
You can I guess you can feel the ball rolling on the play field. It's just from what we've heard, it's incredible from the community.
Different experience with the different tables. So like the Taito games and everything done by Magic Pixel, really, really highly involved. That's the best experience. Gottlieb is there, but not really. And then like the Pinball FX is a bit of a mixed bag. Like different Pinball FX has different features, still a lot of cool things, but it's nowhere near as good as the experience with, those Taito games. Like the Taito games, like Frontline, Legend of Kage last week. It's just awesome. So anyways, really, really good product, really good integration with the SSF kit. So far, it's like my shining star of the year. But it also ends up in the worst category as well for one reason, and that is the Pinball FX experience so far hasn't been what people were hoping for. A lot of the games have flipper lag, a little bit of latency. The way they've tried to fix it, there's some graphical degradation. So while there's so much good about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP, the first party on the PC, on the 4KP devices, you do got to put that a little bit in the worst category because the software just hasn't been there. It's getting better. Like that My Little Pony plays like a dream.
Figures, right? That on all the tables. But that would still, Michael B., that would still be laps around what Arcade1Up has produced in pinball, right?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean,
So,
but like
even with that.
Arcade1Up was going for something different. AtGames is going for a high-end, this is a prestige machine. Arcade1Up was trying to get something out the door for $500. So it was very, it had a mindset for being cost-effective. That's why it has some of the, not so great things about it. Like they were trying to get it out the door for $500. That's why it has the chips that it has, yada, yada, yada. Really well-built machine. Like I'm telling you, like the height of it, like for actually playing, the feel of it, everything
compared
like that.
Compared
really
to
well
the
built.
original, like you have that pinch in your back from, and what were you, about 5'10"?
Yeah,
is it
I think I'm 5'11", but everybody tells me I'm more like 5'9". I don't know.
I'm sorry, you're 5'11". Is it higher than the,
yes?
Than the, okay.
Yeah. The new 4KP has a new set of legs, and with the new body, it's. I'll give you a good example. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's roughly around the same height as the ALP was. Once I added the certain Sega legs and put the casters on the bottom all the way to the maxed out, that's the same height as the ALP 4KP with the casters not touched.
Yeah.
So I can still raise that out about another 2 inches. So the height's much better, body's much better. A huge plus the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP is. Only downside, which ends up in the worst category, is the Zen experience hasn't been what people hope for so far. They say there's a fix coming. Hopefully it's sometime soon, and that's the only negative really you can knock it. I think the only other negative might be it's expensive, right? It's $1,500 right now if you didn't catch a deal.
And that's the thing is if you need the SSF kit 100%, like, so we're looking at $2,000 kind of all in. And I never thought, just being like an average consumer here, that was even a possibility at all. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's see. Maybe I don't need 2 Street Fighters. Maybe I don't need 2 Mortal Kombats, whatever the case may be. Maybe I cut a little bit. So,
Phil, what do you got? Like 4 Street Fighters?
I think I have 3. and if the Evercade, if that counts, then it's 4 when that counts.
Carlos,
you know what? It's the art, guys. It's like going to an arcade and seeing, all different types of cabinet art. So,
100%. That's what it is. And I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. Like, say if I still had my Big Blue, I could justify it if I was a modding guy, if I was talented enough. I would totally mod my Big Blue into something like a Big Blue Darkstalkers or something like that. Mm-hmm. So you could justify having 2 Street Fighters in, because the only problem I have with having 2 Street Fighters is too much of the same. So if you got one of those cabs and like you want to keep both of them, just swap out the marquee really with Big Blue and put in a Darkstalkers marquee or something like that in your GTG.
That, or you could do a Gauntlet Legends. I mean, that would be
the Punisher.
Cool.
Punisher would be cool on the Big Blue. Think about that.
Only problem is that game isn't stock on the PCB, so that requires a little bit of extra work, but I don't disagree with you. I still have a Big Blue PCB. I'm thinking about swapping it into my Capcom Legacy, or not the Street Fighter Deluxe.
The Dynamo? Yeah.
Yeah. I think me personally, I like the games list better. Anyways.
Well, but then you're losing Knights, Kings of Dragons. King of Dragons, you're losing that in Captain Commando Online. Like it's a toss-up.
I know, it's tough. What I would like is, you ever see, like, you go to the real arcades or the commercial arcades, and they have those switches on there where you can switch back and forth between the ROMs. I wish there was some way I could set it up where I could switch back and forth between the PCBs. Yeah. Now, that's a mod I should look at doing. Have both PCBs in there.
That'd be insane.
And be able to swap back and forth. There's got to be a way to do it.
Well, you just got to ask Nick Madsen. I think you would know.
Yeah, he wouldn't do Arcade1Up mods. He's totally against it.
No, but this is real switches. Like, this is real arcade stuff.
Get out of here. Anyways, that's the AtGames portion. So far, so good. Now, AtGames also ends up in the worst category. I'm not I'm not the proponent of this for obvious reasons, but the community did speak. They announced the AtGames Legends Ultimate 4KP Killer Instinct Edition, and that got a lot of negativity from the community. People didn't like the artwork. They didn't like the look of it. It doesn't seem like people are too upset about the shape, the changes to the shape, but it's mostly the artwork and like too much of the lightning and the purple and stuff like that. What were your guys' thoughts on the AtGames Legends Ultimate 4KP when it was first announced by AtGames, the Killer Instinct model? Be brutal. I can take it.
Yeah, it was atrocious. I liked the fact that they had Killer
Went
Instinct.
right into it, didn't he?
Well, no, you're gonna get the truth. You're nothing but the truth. But the
Look,
artwork
you can see the minute
horrible.
where his heart rips in two.
The artwork was horrible. Even the form factor, albeit it's better than the previous generation. It's still bad. It's still really bad. I think what the control panel needs a slant. Like the marquee doesn't line up exactly where it should be. So it gives you that like old, Mortal Kombat Street Fighter legacy from Arcade1Up designs where it's like the screen was cut off. We've had nightmares of that over and over again. It's just the coin door looks small. There's just like a lot of things that could just be touched up and improved on.
I asked my wife. She said the coin door was a nice size.
But yeah, I mean that's just my 2 cents. Phil, what do you think?
I don't know. What I originally thought was it's going to bring the price down on the Ki Pro, and I was getting all excited about that, but it hasn't happened yet. I think if it gives people an option if you want to get that and get more for your money, or spend the $1,200-$1,300 on the Ki Pro. And that's not the only skin we're going to get from AtGames. We didn't just get Adam's Family.
Yeah, I don't know what their plans is for the 4KP. I would say that the artwork is, I don't know what the right term for it is. It's a little too in your face. I know what they were going for is they were trying to do something like iArcade did. They didn't want to exactly copy what Arcade1Up already put out there. They didn't want to go with arcade accurate, so they wanted to do more of a multicade look. Well, they were trying to mix and mend with both people. It's just some of the art is just a little too hand-fisted. It's almost like copy and paste from like a background onto there instead of like, iArcade did such, like if you look at their Dead Cells cab, I mean, those are masterpiece artworks they did with those cabs, and that's not what AtGames did with this.
I'll tell you what, though, speaking of iArcade, with that new monitor from Buy Stuff, like to put that crystal clear monitor in there, like that's gotta look awesome. Like I'm really thinking about getting it.
Yeah. Do you guys know who Nix is? Jeff Bidner?
He just did just did the review on it.
Yeah. So they're very positive about it. Is that the same monitor that the 19-inch monitor they're putting in the Arcade1Ups, or is this a different monitor?
Apparently it is, because David told me that it's so the ones that I've been buying are like 208. These are 164. So if you want to do Shack Jam, if you want to do Golden Tee and iArcade, it's 164. I know you can get the Dell, but it's a plug and play. Like for a guy like me, you just unplug it and drop it. Mike, look at all the work you had to do on yours. You had to strip that down.
Yeah, so with my Golden Tee, I over-tightened a screw, so one of the lights is out on the bottom, so I got to get a new monitor. So this is one of the things I've been looking at doing. Really quickly, guys, we got a $5 super chat here from James Hates Everything. You can put the big blue APK on the HS5 and use a loader to switch between the two. I did it a while back. Yeah, She-Lion Gaming actually really kind enough sent me this big, demo folder, drive folder on how to do that stuff. It's just I never do the soft mods on these things. I'm always worried that it's going to do something to the PCB and kill it. Probably really stupid, but I just don't do it, right?
It can happen. Like that would scare me enough not to try it.
Yeah, I'm a stock guy. I don't change things very much. That's just not my background. So thank you very much, James. Super appreciate it. And I know JJ is going to hate this, but you got to give the people what they want. Thank you very much, James Hates Everything. You're a scholar, my man. A scholar, an absolute scholar. So that's the best and the worst from AtGames this year. It's been delayed so much. They've heard so much community feedback. I hope they do some changes. One thing I agree with you on Cornercade, though, I do think it would be nice if the control panel was slanted just a little bit, like the straight control panel, very original Arcade1Up and this whole home arcade place. But slant is so much more comfortable. I think if there's some way they could slant the control panel, that'd be good. But I will say, despite everything you said, I am 100% serious when I say I think it looks a lot better. And I also was privy to some of the art they were thinking about using. And if you guys want to shit on the KI art, you have no idea. It could have been much worse. All right.
It can always be worse, right?
Yeah. Moving on there, I want to talk about some other positives. And here's a thing I've never heard either of you guys mention you were interested, but I want to give some love to Unico as well. Product they're coming out with, Nova Blast. It's not for everybody because this is basically a shell that you got to put your own, computer, brain, whatever you want to call it in. But what do you guys think? Have you had any nostalgia for candy cabs? You come across these in your younger gaming lives?
No, I haven't.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Danny.
No, I haven't either. I think it's really cool for the community to have this type of product. I think Unico is doing a bang job in it, finding like a different kind of niche to kind of like target, kind of like what AtGames is doing with the pinball. So it works out. But Mike, I'll let you take that. But it's not for me.
Classy guy.
Yeah, he's
check out Pitbull's Instagram to see him in trousers showing off his
Pitbull here. Pitbull, I'll do you a solid.
Phil, you know this, quads. He shows off his quads all the time. He's always dropping trow to show off his quads.
Pitbull, I know you're trying to get rid of that real Bubbles. I'll give you 200 for it, including
Bubbles
shipping.
is gone, my man. Bubbles
it's gone? Because I keep seeing it on Marketplace still. Like, take the
Bubbles is gone, friend.
Yeah. Good. It was a great looking cab. It was all like rebuilt and everything. But yeah.
So, anyways, Danny, let's give Phil a chance here now. Like,
yeah.
Poor Phil here. Come on, let him talk.
Phil, I was letting Danny take it.
No, just push him back a little bit, Phil.
Yeah.
I need more Phil.
I think it's good. It gives you an option if you want to bring something like you saw 19K Fox shipped his in from overseas. Right, he gets a candy cab. This is a way. He spent more than what they're charging. Like he spent more than $1,000 for that thing, right?
He dropped like $5,000 on it.
So this is a cheaper way for someone to bring that in. It's just. It's like anything else, so it takes up the space. Like this is a 24, 25,
26-inch monitor.
26-inch monitor. So
yeah,
I don't want to put the work into something like that. I'm like you, Mike. I want I want
it to come all done. And yeah. Danny, is this something that's going to end up in the cornercade?
No.
Same as us. You just want it done. You don't want to have to mess around with it.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. I want to be able to stand in front of my cabs and not just have to sit. This way, with the one up.
Danny sells all his stools, so he can't sit when he plays them. So
100%.
He doesn't have room for them.
No, I got room now. Now I got room. I got triple the aisle space in here. Come on now, Mike. We got this in the master bedroom now.
So part of my plan to get to Pinball Expos, I'm in the process of actually selling my original AtGames Legends pinball. And anyways, I got a guy, like I've got really low ball offers. One guy wrote me today and he was like really, really low. And then another guy wrote me and I was like, oh, thank God, maybe this is a sensible offer. And the guy wrote me and he was like, notice you're selling a lot of arcade products. You wouldn't have any stools for sale, would you? And I was like, get out of here, buddy. I just want to sell my pinball. Anyways, yeah, the Unico Nova Blast, what I like about it, obviously, is that 26-inch screen, really high-quality controls, the ability to hook anything up to it, depending on what gamer you are, whether it be a real arcade PCB, whether it be like a Mister, whether it be a Raspberry Pi, PC, whatever you want to hook up to it, you can hook it up and play on it. A lot of versatility. I'm not a candy cab guy. I've never had any experience playing the candy cabs in the arcade, never saw them. This is really a big fighter thing. I like the 26-inch monitor. That I think it also looks really rad. I'm on a big 90s kick now. I don't know. Was Chip and Pepper like a popular thing in the U.S. when you guys were growing up? Do you know what Chip and Pepper is?
I know Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
No, this is not. Just kidding. Like 90s, like nostalgia wave right now. I just bought a pair of Reebok pumps, and these shirts, Chip and Pepper Wetwear, they were called, and they're like tie-dye shirts with 2 bulldogs on them, and it was like this huge thing when I in like '91.
Really? Was that around like remember the No Fear? Like the No Fear shirts, and then
it was before No Fear. I don't know if this might be Canadian stuff. Do you guys remember Varney? Yeah, this is all Canadian stuff.
It's like Tim Hortons. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You have no style. Like, did you at least have hypercolor shirts, the shirts that changed color?
Yes. Now that you say that,
okay, you had those. Yeah. All right, you guys had some style. Like that was the big thing. Like when I was in grade 6, man, I was macking out, had all kinds of girlfriends wearing Varney shirts, Chip and Pepper, Reebok pumps, hypercolor shirts. And it's all I'm trying to find ways to get them now. It's just really
they don't make
it's
the
all
pumps
Canadian.
like they did back then, like those Reebok pumps. I had these tennis ones, and the pump was like a tennis ball, like it had that fuzz on it.
Yeah.
So, and then the first Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, Reebok pump, those were cool.
Growing up, I had Reebok black tops when everybody else first got pumps, and then the next year I took a step up because I got black top pumps, and that was a huge deal. So the pumps I bought this time were called Above the Rim. I think they're from 93.
I saw that on Instagram, right? You bought the pumps.
Yeah, they're the ugliest thing ever, but I love them. My wife hates them.
Is it hard to wear them? Is it hard to actually go outside and just get them dirty?
No, not really, because I don't have any issue with that. The hardest thing is I'm not used to wearing like big basketball sneakers anymore, so I feel really constricted. I've worked from home for the last 4 years. This is the first year I haven't wore sandals all year round, even though I live in like Canada. So I'm used to wearing like little ankle sneakers. So wearing basketball sneakers feels a little awkward. But the first day I got my pumps, I put them on right away, and I had to go pick my daughter up from the babysitter. And the babysitter's husband came out, and the first thing he saw on my feet, he was like, "Oh my God, Reebok pumps! Where'd you get those?" We had this like huge bro moment. And I came up, told my wife she hates them, and she was like, "He had to do that. He had to vindicate you, didn't he?" All right. Anyways, again, 43 minutes. We barely got anything done, so we got to get back on track. Nova Blast, I like the look of it. 90s kick, really cool, but I don't know if this will be something that's going to be. I think a lot of people are going to get it, but I don't know if it's going to be a lot of people from like the Arcade1Up community because it doesn't have the guts and everything in it. And I don't know how many people are going to take that next step. Some of the modding community, 100%. But I don't know. So Nova Blast is really cool. There's rumors that they're also doing something else. They were supposed to do something as of Evo this past weekend.
MVSX2, something else?
Maybe. I don't know for sure. Might be something else. Might not be.
Danny, I see that you have yours listed right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that out loud, but would you consider?
Oh, please say it. We're trying to get rid of this.
In MVSX2, would you be interested in a second one?
Yeah, they got to fix a lot of things though. Like Mike already knows what they need to fix. It's the form factor. Remember, it was a bar top first, and then it became a 3/4 scale second. So they just need to fix a lot of things. I mean, speakers on there aren't very good at all either. So there's a lot of things that like can be improved on it. But I mean, the games lineup was awesome. You got 50 games in this thing, just stock, and then obviously putting the high-low hack on there. It's just it makes it one of
it makes it a little too much games. So I mean, you come to a point where there's too much. Like you don't want to. It's like watching Netflix, like trying to figure out what you're going to watch, and then you just pass out or give up.
But I mean, you go ahead and you look at the games lineup at first, and you kind of know or have a feeling in the back of your head. Like, for instance, I never touched the Sega lineup on there. It's just a bunch of Sega console games. Right. I'm not going to play Sonic on my MVSX. I have no interest. But Mrs. Cornercade, she loves that. That's her go-to. But like, I discovered Prisoner of War beat 'em up that I saw in your video.
That's not great.
It's a great underrated beat 'em up. But I would have never. I'm like, oh, do I have that game? Kind of scrolling through, or hey, I think I remember I was playing it. Boom! We played through it, and it was great. Like, so you don't really you initially spend the time looking at the games lineup, but then you get a kind of feel of, oh, okay, I know what it is, kind of thing. And you just kind of find a game and play. It's like the Punisher. I'll just I'm in the mood to play the Punisher, so I'll just go play the Punisher beat 'em up, kind of thing.
You didn't grow up on the NES, did you, Danny?
No, my first console was the Super Nintendo system. So the SNES was my first one.
Oh, we don't say SNES. Do people say SNES?
I don't know. All I know is back in the day, I had a Charlotte Hornets starter jacket, so that was mine.
See, that's okay. Charlotte Hornets starter jacket.
So I'm happy.
That's okay. Yeah.
Was it the pullover or was it the all the way zip up?
It was the pullover, man.
I was a big
Those were the
fan of
best.
POW on the NES. We can say NES, not SNES. SNES is a no-go, but we can say that's how I learned about POW. So, yeah, moving on from there, I want to talk about New Wave toys a little bit because they're going to end up in the good and bad category here. Either you guys, New Wave toys fans, you pick up any of the replicades so far? Phil, you?
I haven't picked up any of them yet. And I was tempted when we were in Cleveland.
I know. Danny, you?
I'm a huge fan of what they do from a product standpoint, and I can't wait to see what's going to come in the future as far as 3/4 scale and above. I don't have any of their products just because I don't have like that that income for that. If I'm saving for something, I'm going to mod one of my buttons out or save up to get a full scale arcade cabinet.
There's limits here. Like,
yeah, I can't collect it all. Like,
but
trust me, if I had if we had a good amount of money kind of thing, I would totally buy them, put them on a shelf somewhere, and like display them within the arcade. It would look so cool.
Especially with like Quarter Deck is selling all his right now. Like, it's just like I'd pick them up, but it's just like, first of all, where do you put them? And then it's just like, what else are you picking up? We can only get so much.
Look at all the SNES hate now.
Look, $1.99, a lot of gums flapping. Let me see John D. dance from Messiah's Game.
Yes.
Good to see you, Messiah. I agree. It's time, to give the people what they want.
That is
Bet
awesome.
you guys didn't know John D knew the Dirty Bird, did you? Thank you very much, Messiah's Gaming. I was the same way originally with New Wave toys and with quarter arcades. Like I was mostly interested in picking up 3/4 scale arcades. End up getting a couple quarter arcades. I was like, these are really rad. They're really cool, collectible and stuff like that. Then I started getting the New Wave toy stuff, and I was like, these are friggin' awesome. Like, they're so well done. But like, you're right. And if I got a little shelf up here with all my stuff on it, and like I've got like a little diorama arcade and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean they're for everybody, right? Like, certain people like certain things. The cool thing about them is they're basically the coolest looking plug and play console you could ever do. I could take my Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins. I can put an HDMI into it, plug it into a TV, and then plug in my 8BitDo arcade game stick and then play it. And it's kind of like a plug and play arcade thing with this really cool arcade in the middle. But like, these are mostly desk shit, right? Like, they're really hard to play, like on the little ones. Some are better than others and stuff like that. So I get it. But one thing they've done this year, which is really super interesting, seems to be universally loved, is Zoltar. Everybody's getting their Zoltars now. Mine should be here tomorrow. People absolutely love this thing. This is like the New Wave Toys hit of 2024. And it took forever to come because this was announced like a year ago.
But they did it right. And that's the thing is, do you want a Marvel vs. Capcom 2, or do you want something to work right? And we saw that in Cleveland. We saw Zoltar. Like, they had a demo there, and that was a year ago.
And that wasn't good enough. They went back. They
Right.
kept refining it. That's what New Wave Toys brings to the table. That's why I was so excited when they started talking about doing a full-size cab. And you guys were in Cleveland. We all talked to Shiloh. They pretty much were like telling us at that time, yeah, we're doing a full-size cab. Stephen Haywood was telling us. Everybody was telling us.
Yeah, we were still waiting. Like, Stephen Haywood was telling everybody, like, hey, there's a 3/4, but you didn't hear it from me.
But all signs were pointing to it, and that leads us to the disappointment, the worst of the year from New Wave Toys. And it's not really their fault. It's the Golden Tee, and it sucks because New Wave Toys is such a good company. I'm sure that is going to be an amazing product. I know the deck is probably going to be the best way to play it. Like, I bet you that is going to be a much better trackball that's on the Arcade1Up. It's just a lot of the negativity around that, and also their pinball machine, comes from the fact that maybe we expected something a little bit different. So I think the expectations and the hype were in overflow that when we actually saw the reality, it was a little disappointing. Phil, do you think that's fair to say for especially the Golden Tee?
I do, but I think it gives people an option that if you don't have the Deluxe, Danny, you have the Deluxe, Mike, you have the XL, you can pick up this and you can play it the same way.
If you want to.
If you want to. Like, the trackball is going to be better. There's no doubt about that. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But not everybody, has room to bring in some of these cabinets.
Yeah. And another thing that I brought up too is that this is portable. So I'm not loading this thing in my car and going to a party with it. Like, you can take this control panel with the little arcade and you can go to like a work party, for example, or go to your friend's house or a birthday party, and everybody can play on a big projector screen, or you can really have fun with it. So there's a lot of different ways and easier ways to like kind of plug, play, and not have to deal with moving like an arcade cabinet. So that was like
your living room, and then you could put it away when you're done. Like, you don't have to have that cord running through all the way to the couch.
Yeah, I think this is the thing. I think they went into Golden Tee with a lot of press and a lot of push, with a lot of speculation going on to the full-size cabs. And one thing I will say about this, and yeah, that's a good point, Messiah, going back to that. I'll talk about that in a second, but going into it, they did nothing, and Glenn did nothing to kind of put out the fire. Like, they knew there's this crazy swell of people expecting that the GRS partnership announcement was going to be basically either a 3/4 or a full-size cab, and they did nothing to put that out. So they dug themselves a hole before they even announced this.
But not yet. That's not saying they're not going to.
Doesn't matter, because people were expecting the first announcement to be that. I'm not saying, I know Shiloh came out and he said, yeah, we're still doing it. But I think that took a lot of the steam out of the Golden Tee announcement as well. I'm sorry, I'm a pessimist, Phil. You've done shows with me before,
I know, but maybe just to play, kind of go back and forth, but maybe they come out with the right time. When it's all doom and gloom, there's no more new NBA jams coming out, and then boom, New Wave comes out with a 3/4 scale. It's all about timing.
100%, all about timing. I could say something really crude right there about timing. So I used to work at a call center as a trainer at one point in my life, and I was training people before I ended up managing the call center. And this is when I was in training coming into the call center, and we had to do these activities, and we had teams, and one of the other teams chose their team name was Team Pullout, and then they had a caption, timing is everything.
Oh my God.
Only
Anyways,
Mike can come up with this stuff.
It wasn't me, it was someone else. I think we were just a normal team. They were like, what team do you want to be? And I was like, blue team. There's no creativity there at all. Yeah, so timing is a lot on this. And I also think it's the choice. I'm not going to lie to you. When people think of New Wave toys, they think of really creative, out there type games like Berserk, Missile Command, Dragon's Lair, some of the off the wall stuff like Food Fight. I don't think anybody was really expecting Golden Tee. Golden Tee is like, it just seems off the rails for them. I know Shiloh did a really good job explaining it and saying this is going to bring in so many more fans for us and expand our horizon. But
if you compare it to, look at what P-Dub's got, the pedestal, like that's about, if you go to Apt Electronics, it's about $3,000 for that. Just the trackball. And I know this is going to be smaller, but I mean, what is it, $156? It's under 300, right? I mean, it's just like you could bring something that quality in.
$319, I think, was the bundle for the control panel and the replicade. And then once you convert that to Canada, add the shipping and the tax and duty, you worked out to something like $650.
Jesus. Oh my God.
So that's what kind of scared me off. I'd take a waiver on this if it was a little bit cheaper. Like if I didn't.
But is the bowling on this? Is world class bowling on?
No.
No world class bowling. I also think if they did something different, because I had heard a rumor that Golden Tee wasn't their first choice for this combination control deck replicade, and if it was something more iconic, something that was more arcade nostalgic, I also think it would have garnered a lot more favorable response from the community. Like, say they did something like Gorf. I think people would have been like, holy shit, this is a really cool idea. And it also gives me hope for the future with this thing too, because if they come out, Golden Tee isn't my cup of tea, but if they come out next year and they're like, yeah, we're going to do a Gorf replicade and a control panel for Gorf, I'm like, giddy up. Let's try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of these.
Yeah, even like if someone said in the chat, even like, and I know they can't do it because they were trying with Golden Tee 4, but a Silver Strike bowling, I'd be 100,000% in on that. Like, who wouldn't? A chance to play it with.
I've never played Silver Strike bowling, not once in my life. Is it good?
I haven't either.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, see, I've never, like, when I went to the bars and stuff like that when I was in my 20s, like, we go to pool halls and they'd have all these pub style games there, like Golden Tee was there and Buck Hunter and stuff like that. I was playing pool and trying to take home chicks. I wasn't there playing arcade games. That's why I didn't go to the pool halls for it. That's why I have such a distaste for those games, I guess. They weren't arcade games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were more pool hall. That's why I get mad at Class of 81, because the only time I ever saw Class of 81 was in swimming pools.
Swimming pools, yeah.
Like, it wasn't in arcades. The arcades were all dead here by then. So yeah, Goofy Foot knows. Gorf, bitches. You ever been double Gorf, Phil?
No.
Okay. What about this is going to be a similar conversation. Probably not either your cup of tea, but what about quarter arcades? Quarter arcades got a bunch of Taito shit coming out this year. I meant to share screen when I was doing all this stuff. I haven't done any of it.
I think that if they did, and this goes for New Wave too, if they did an X-Men 4-player or 6-player, I'd totally get it. Totally.
Ooh, that'd be really cool. Like, I questioned the Arcade1Up. We saw the prototype 6-player X-Men, but it's so friggin' big. Like, anybody that collects arcades, like, it's very rare to find somebody with 6-player X-Men, just because it's so huge. It takes up so much real estate, and it's so hard to move around.
It's the grand of them all. You know, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, that's the arcade of. Danny, come on. If Ezekiel could make you one, wouldn't you get it?
That's in the plan, so stay tuned.
You gotta do something special with this. You justify it by it takes up two very important functions in your house. One, it's one of the coolest arcade machines of all time, right? Like, so let's all admit that. 6-player X-Men, amazing. But number two, there's so much freaking extra room in that control panel. You can build a little safe house in the X-Men, like if someone breaks into your house.
I'll need something like that from Kelly, so that'd work out great for me.
I wrote Phil Friday night and invited him to Super Game Room Dudes. I was like, I'm at a party. I don't think I can make it. And then he's like, oh man, Kelly's gonna kill me. And I was like, better leave that dude alone.
I know. I'm pushing it right now.
Yeah, my wife is super supportive, but there's been times where I'm like, I gotta do YouTube stuff, and she's like, you know, we have kids, right? Like, we got other stuff to do around the house. Anyways, quarter arcades. So far this year, they've announced a bunch of cabs. They did that big announcement of all the Data East games coming. Teased with RoboCop. They even did our show and said, like, you know, Nintendo was coming. But actual products, we're getting Zookeeper, Elevator Action soon. We're also there's a pre-order out there now for a second Bubble Bobble. And, oh, geez, what's the other one? Bubble Bobble and Quicks. And I think Burger Time is going to be coming out next week. I love these. They look great. But again, I think they're not your guys' cup of tea because of the size and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they're a lot bigger than... I didn't realize they're that much bigger.
Yeah, they're really cool, but they're also they're getting up to 1-up pricing. Like, if you kind of look at it. So I mean, but I kudos to them of doing these titles. Like, can you imagine a home arcade company like in the 3/4 scale doing these titles? I'd be all in on Zookeeper. Ghostbusters is one that I saw that looks amazing. Yeah. I would totally just buy that just because of nostalgia kind of thing. And I'll find somewhere. I'll put it on top of the Dynamo or something. Have it hang out, piece of artwork kind of thing.
Go play real Ghostbusters arcade first before you say that. It's a really cool looking arcade, but go play it first.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, Danny.
You got to go to Galloping Ghost. Danny, are you coming down to Chicago in October for the pinball?
Yes, we will be there, 100%.
What do you mean we? So, who's coming?
Well, Mrs. Cornercade, of course. and the little corner cade juniors will be there as well. So
yeah, you got to bring your kids. Bob Oif did that a couple of years ago when we went to Chicago. We had a lot of fun with Bob's kids. They were all over the place. Great family. It's nice seeing everybody around. Now, later in the night when I got progressively more drunk, I was a little bit, worried about the language I would use around said children. But, you got to manage your expectations there.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's quarter arcades. Now, moving on. Dark Horse, Buy Stuff Arcades. They announced the Super Sprint Multicade, and before anybody says, my God, you got to be rich to buy it, the real thing here was the wheel and the gaming box. Like, they only made like 50 of these special editions, but Danny, this was one you were really super hoping for. Phil, $3,500. Did you even think about it, or did you just immediately say, whoa?
It's not, the 35 is a lot, but think about the shipping. And I was being generous when I was talking about it. Guys, it would have been like $1,000 for shipping. Like, to put that on a semi truck, it's from Canada. It's crazy money. And they sold out. Like, how many people? And David like confirmed it with me that it blew expectations. Like, it's unbelievable.
Despite me making several videos saying this is really expensive, they still sold out. It's such a unique arcade, and they did such a good job with it. Like, it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's they did an amazing job with it, and then in a year, it's perfect timing. In a year where there's literally nothing out there, one or two kind of decent products for you to pick up. I mean, people have saved their money from now on. If they would have spent, let's say $2,500 right on Arcade1Ups that never came out. And then they're looking at this saying, shit, I just need $2 more grand or something. Let me get this thing. This looks badass. And you get all these extra games on it.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, people spent a lot of money with buy stuff in the last year instead of buying Arcade1Ups.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about this too is it wasn't just the main product. Like, the main product is the wheel and the gaming box, and they gave so many different options and so many different price points. Like, you could just buy one of their conversion kits, or you can get an ALU conversion kit, Arcade1Up conversion kit, different models with 3 wheels, 2 wheels, 1 wheels. There was all kinds of options here. They really thought of everything. To me, the gem was the arcade itself. Like, I would love to have something in my house. It looks so good. What
would be nice is if they made, I'm not going to run out and try to find a Gen 1 Arcade1Up to do this. Like, if they could create that cabinet at an affordable price. And the guys on Arcades Anonymous were talking about, I kind of stole their idea. But that's what they could do.
And that's the thing. That it's gonna kind of be pricey, and I want to do this. This is one of my favorite 80s games of all time. But the just the wheel and the pedals and the box alone is like what, $537 or something, $538 with the 2-wheel Arcade1Up conversion. Then you have to go out and buy the slide-in marquee. You got to go out and buy the artwork. Like, so I'm hoping that they have options for you to be able to do that, or you're supposed to go through like Joe Sabo's or another company to do that. But you're looking at easily maybe $750, $800 all in just to do this. And that's if you have an Arcade1Up or a 3/4 scale that you're ready to make into that. If you need to go out and buy that, I mean, you're looking at, what, $1,000, $1,200 to do this.
What are you worried about, Danny? You'll just crowdfund it. I mean,
Mike V, stop it.
Anyway.
No, hold on. From now on, we're not going to do that. We're going to take our super chats and we're going to take our ad revenue, and we're just going to go get McDonald's for the kids. We're not going to buy
no one's telling you what to do with yours.
I'm giving you the deals.
I'm giving you a bit of a hard time, but here's the thing about it. You put that out there. This is what we're doing it for. People gave you that money. They wanted to support you. That's fine. I just like giving you the res. That's all.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with
put
it.
it back in the that's the thing, is you put it back in the channel. Like, that's
the cool thing.
That's what's expected.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, so out of all of this craziness, we actually had a great idea, and we're actually going to go ahead and do it. So after, eventually, when we get the pinball, real quick, I don't want to get off topic here, but me and Ezekiel will raise money again, and we're going to get another pinball. And that one, we're actually going to donate to a said charity of the community's choice in the southeastern Wisconsin area. And I'm actually going to go live on remote to give away this thing. We're going to have cameras set up to watch the kids play, do whatever. It's kind of like the envisionment in my head here. Hopefully Ezekiel can be there. And if any other Wisconsin home arcade YouTubers want to come down and join, I think that's going to be really dope. Again, future. We still got to get ours first, and then we're going to go ahead and raise for the second one, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So positives come from everything, right?
Now, on that video, when you're live streaming, are you going to have monetization on?
No.
You scumbag. You'll have monetization on.
No, I never put it on a live. I only do it on the replays. Like, people were complaining here, by the way, you have ads on right now. People are missing out on this stream.
I turned the ads on tonight. I don't know why, but I got them try. I wish they had an option that, like, for the preset ads, I wish they had an option for an hour, because I think an hour
Mike needs to pick up that new NBA Jam, guys. I mean, that's why
I'm not getting that, Phil.
The Slim Katie. No, just put the ads on right when you start the video. That's it. That's the only time the ads should be on, because then I would turn them on all the time.
So anyways, Buy Stuff Store, these guys gave a great suggestion, mainly Phil. I don't know what Danny said. It sounds like he's in the middle of some kind of fever dream, but Phil had a really good idea there. And talking about you guys, there's nothing stopping you from you guys just making your own build. Like, just go.
Could you imagine that? Like,
yeah, like make like a little Arcade1Up version of what you're doing. There is,
I mean, let's face it, when you have a racing cabinet, chances are you're going to get the Buy Stuff gaming box. Like, why wouldn't you?
Just Buy Stuff, just cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Like, you got the monitors there, you got everything there. Just build your own. Like, of course you did the high-end super elite one, but
that was that was supposed to come out first, and then they were going to focus on the home arcade type stuff. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree. So Phil, you've mentioned you've picked one of these up. Danny, Countercade, Cornercade, Evercade, Alpha. Couchcade, Casting Couchcade. I don't want to go to that channel. Anyways, Evercade Alpha. This is one we had the luxury of talking to Evercade and getting this information out there earlier. So this is really surprising. Them, basically throwing down the gauntlet, challenging Arcade1Up in the Countercade market. This is something that's a natural progression for them. Like, their carts and especially their arcade lineup to have like their own arcade system. Really cool. They team with Capcom. Obviously, Mega Man probably has the more interesting games for people who want a variety of games. Street Fighter's the better looking cab. Like, I mean, that big blue is absolutely beautiful. I really wish that they could figure out some way to get Capcom to actually let them put their games like on a Capcom cart, that then, we could take those fighting games and plug them into the Street Fighter. So what made you want to buy this, Phil? Like, you mentioned you picked it up.
I wanted to compare it to my Countercades. And it was tough because I can't buy both of them. I like the big blue look better, but the games list on the Mega Man, that's what I went with. I went with the Mega Man one.
It's got the better games list.
Games, yes.
Yeah. And Cornercade.
And you could swap out the marquees. Like, I mean, how cool would it be to finally walk up to that Final Fight marquee on there?
Did you ever get the original Final Fight cab that came out from Arcade1Up, Phil? Yeah, I missed it. Did you?
I missed it. I had, there were times that I could have picked it up, but Danny going back to that not slanted control deck, having a flat, like, I don't want that. Like, I mean, we're so used to those slants.
What you should do, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong here, but take the Dynamo and skin that into a Final Fight, and boom, there you go. That would be the best. 100%. I have no interest in getting this, and it's not a knock against Evercade. I think this is a cool product for what they're doing. I just have no interest in playing these games on an 8-inch screen when I could just mod like an Arcade1Up and play it on a. 17 inches are small enough. We want bigger screens and stuff. So I just really have no interest in this product whatsoever.
Danny answers things like he's already working for Arcade1Up. He's like Cyrus in training. He has these political answers.
No, if I was Cyrus, it would be like this. Hold on, let me get my AirPods adjusted here. It would be like, absolutely.
Oh no, you're pretty close, man. Like you're very guarded on your answers. I will say that. You're like, I love what they're doing. I'm very interested. I really like this. I understand what you're saying, Danny. Like, size, despite what your wife may tell you, size does matter. So I'm interested in this. I already have like all the other Evercade stuff that's just plugged in there. I've got my VS, my EXP, my assortment of games. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. And like, my daughter loves like the Countercade type thing. We had a Miss Pac-Man Countercade she absolutely loves. So it'll be fun to get this and just play some of these cartridge games with her. And it's that expandable library that people have always wanted from Arcade1Up, an a la carte option literally a la carte because you can add carts into it. And size might not be where most people want. Most people want 3/4 or bigger, but I'm really excited about this. The buttons and sticks are supposed to be really good. Evercade's emulation, if you've ever had any of their other products, is spot on. So the only concern I have about this is there's speakers in their like handheld devices sometimes aren't very good. So that's the one thing I'm a little bit worried about. Like the EXP and the original Evercade handheld both had like a little bit of a tinny sound I found from the speakers. So I'm hoping the sound is much better from this. We'll see when this comes out.
You know, the thing is when this pre-order came out on Amazon, it's $20 cheaper now than when it originally came out. So there's actually a sale. I think it's $220, and there might be like a $5 or $10 like international charge for, because I don't know where they're shipping from. But if you're thinking about it, it is cheaper now than it was, you know, a month and a half ago.
Interesting. All right, so before we get to Arcade1Up, because I've kind of been saving them for last, and that's intentional, I do want to talk about off arcade stuff. And obviously, over Evo, the last couple days, I'd play a video, but I'm going to try to play the video. This might mess up my stream, but I'll try anyways. Let's see. Nope, we're good. No stuttering. People at home can tell me.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, big announcement this past weekend. SNK versus Capcom Chaos. SVC Chaos coming out right now. You can go pick it up on Steam, play this game with netcode rollback. It's being done by Code Mystic. So many ties to like Arcade1Up and arcade culture. You can play this right through Steam on your PC against other people. Do you find it strange that the fighting community seems to be moving away from like online Arcade1Up, and now there's so many options to play these classic games through a PC? Phil?
I don't think they would ever gave, you know, Arcade1Up the credit. Like, if it's not Arcade1Up, I mean, I think the general public is gonna flock to it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if they showed up there, they'd get murdered. You know.
Yeah. If they showed up at Evo with this,
with an Arcade1Up cabinet, they'd never hear the end of it. You know, something like this would attract people.
I'm not following you, Phil. Do you feel that the community is super negative on Arcade1Up now, or something?
No, not the home arcade community, but the Evo community. Like, if they came there with, like, you know, a new Street Fighter cabinet, they would get. I think they get a lot of heat for it, and I think that's why they wouldn't go to Evo. And seeing something like this for Steam, I think it would attract more of the people not in the home arcade community.
Yeah, you might be right on that. I will tell you that I'm not that knowledgeable on the whole, I don't know what it's called, fight game community and stuff like that. I don't really pay a lot of attention to it, but I'm a big wrestling guy. So with wrestling, like you see Kenny Omega, you see all these other guys that are into the competitive fight game stuff. They like Arcade1Up. They got Countercades. They got Arcade1Ups there. See a lot of people pick these up. I think what would kind of spoil it was the experience with Marvel versus Capcom. Like the fact that they didn't have netcode rollback, huge no-no for the fighting game community. And the fact that they released it when it wasn't fully cooked. I think that might have put a bad taste in people's mouths from the fighting game community.
You're still hearing comments like that. So, I mean, if you post, I mean, we all get the same comments. Like, you know, you're going to get those hardcores and they're going to say, you know, this, they're not happy with it. For me, it wasn't that big of a deal. You know, I'm just, you know, it's recreational for me. I'm not an expert fighting, you know, gamer, but it wasn't up to standards for that crowd.
Yeah. And there's some people that, like, the minute they see an opening, they got to try to tear a company apart. And I'm not just talking about people attacking Arcade1Up. There's people out there willing to take apart any company. And all it takes is an opening, even if it's reasonable, sometimes not reasonable. Like I have the LP 4KP and the lag. Sometimes the lag, I admit, is really bad. Other times, like playing Twilight Zone, I don't give a shit. It's still a lot of fun. But people will tear it apart because they don't like the product. And so, I mean, a lot of people really jumped on that.
Well, look at the reaction on the Marvel, the new Capcom Marvel coming out, like everybody loves it, right? I mean, it's just like, you know, the videos come out, it's just like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. It's like, I mean, what if this was on an Arcade1Up? What if you had Punisher online? Like they'd be knocking it for some reason, you know, but because you can play this on the PlayStation 4, it's the greatest thing.
Well, I think what goes into there is there's a this is just my personal opinion. Say, for example, I'm not the biggest home arcade fan in the world. I get a small place. I don't really want to add a home arcade, but I really want to be able to pick up a version of this that I can play online. I know Fightcade exists. I understand that you can do it on that, but I want to do this through a legitimate source or whatever, right? There's a barrier to entry that you got to have to buy this $500-$600 arcade in order to play it for some people. The reason they love it is it's going to be like $30 or $40 on Steam. That's very easy to digest for people to have that experience compared to paying $500 for it, right?
I agree. But
then there's other people that are just dicks about it.
I know, but if they could do this, why couldn't they have this on why couldn't we get not only the Punisher? It always comes back to the Punisher for me.
Mike
on this
B,
one.
you said it because this is classified as a toy company, and
that's what John D said. Yeah.
Well, okay, so
and that's the same. You know what? I'm glad you said that because that's the same comment that you're gonna get. So you know, whenever you do an Arcade1Up video, and then somebody comes up and says they're toys, and that's the issue. That's the problem people have at Evo. This is a toy. This isn't an actual arcade.
Between you guys and me in the chat here, I think if they would have came with SNK versus Capcom and a Dynamo cabinet, I think the whole community would have been like, holy shit. And I think I would have bought one in a heartbeat, even though I got it on the MVSX over there. But you'll always have that. And then I think then if you could release it then to the people with Steam and all that jazz and let them have their competition or whatever, because this is more like toy or whatever the case may be, I would have been all in on that form factor with that game. Would have been amazing. Putting the other, you know, Capcom fighting games on there, that would have knocked it out of the park, especially at an Evo type event. That would have been really, really cool. That their Dynamo last year, it did excellent in sales. It
started off at $3.99 though, and then it dropped to $2.99. Like that
was because they made their money on Street Fighter, so they were able to kind of give you a discount. So it was pure profit,
right?
Danny, that's an assumption. That's an assumption.
I agree. If they come out with a Pac-Man or Street Fighter, they're going to make their money instantly because it's all profit. Same with NBA Jam. They can put anything. It's complete profit for them, and that's why they keep doing it.
Not complete profit. Some of the expenses are already amortized into it, like with the research and development, getting the game together. I mean, they still have to pay licensing fees, believe it or not. They're not out of the woods on that.
Yeah.
So just really quickly, I want to go back to the toy comment. I don't know how to tell people this, but even if you have a commercial arcade, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's still a toy. Like, I don't know how to break this to you, but it's not a toy, but it's still a toy. You haven't bought like a Ford Bronco from 1984. It's an amusement machine. It's a toy.
Yeah.
I agree with that. You know what? When the comments come, I say something and that's it. Like, I'm not going to keep going back and forth. I ended up disagreeing with them because I just don't want to. You just don't want to continue it. You know, it's just like, you're right. You know,
well, there's no point in arguing with it. Like there's hardcore people that have always, since day one Arcade1Up came out, and like they're just like, this is a toy, this is a piece of shit. Anybody who buys this isn't a real man. I had one person say that to me. If you play Arcade1Up, you're not a real man. And I was like, well, I'm not then, I guess. I don't really care.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm not gonna lose 5 minutes of sleep at all, like, because you don't think I'm a man. Like,
honey, that we're not disappointed with stuff about him too. Yeah. You know, it's just like we're not living on Mars here. Like we understand the same things you're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I will tell you.
Apart Star Wars the other day. Okay, I just did that mod, and believe me, I had a hell of a time putting that stinking panel back on. Like, it's not. It's a pain in the butt.
So after that conversation, I went to bed, and my wife said, "Do you have time to romance me?" And I said, "Honey, I can't. I just played an Arcade1Up, and I learned I'm not a man, so I can't help you with tonight." Yeah. So just take this off the screen for a second. I think these are really good options. Decadent Dave brought up a really good point too, that, there's still a barrier to entry. Like PS5 is the same price as an Arcade1Up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's still barriers to entry, but most of these people probably already have a PS5, right?
Right.
So that's the only thing. So
I'm not knocking. Look, I'm gonna get a Switch so I can play Punisher online. I'm not. I mean, I want to play it. Like a couple of people I know have a Switch, and I just figured that'd be the best way for me to do it. I'd just rather play it on an Arcade1Up. Like that'd be awesome.
Well, yeah,
I agree. I miss Punisher dearly. Like my Marvel Superheroes cab rarely wasn't used for the Punisher. I'll just put it that way. Punisher's so good. Such a good game, and it always broke my heart
that with somebody. Like, I mean,
yes,
I can get on the countercade behind me, but I'll never play 2 players with that.
Yeah. What if I came over, Phil? You wouldn't play 2 players with that on me. We'd be so comfortable.
Can we get around this? Can we both get fit on the countercade?
But anyways, the cool thing is, I'm happy they're doing these. You know, it's a shame we probably won't get SNK versus Capcom on an Arcade1Up, but never say never. Could still happen. The cool thing is that the deal has worked out. Now they did this, so anything's possible in the future. So that's a lot of the positive stuff. Now I'm going to go to Arcade1Up to finish it off, because Arcade1Up has been a big part of all of our lives. I've been very in love with Arcade1Up since they've come out. I'm very happy with the product. I don't care if people say you shouldn't like it because of whatever. I don't care, man. Works for me. But this year's been a little disappointing in terms of the releases that came out. So the first one that came out this past year, the first one that actually was announced and came out, was the X-Men 97 cab. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 X-Men 97 cab. So I want to ask you guys each what you thought of it, and feel free to say whatever you want. You don't have to go whatever I'm saying. Your honest opinion on this cab. We'll start with you, Danny.
Yeah, it's actually a big improvement over the MVC2 of, you know, last year or year before, whenever it came out. But it's got the deluxe, you know, badging on the coin door. The screen is actually, I think, 1.5 inches taller, so that border on the bottom, you can see it in that little render there. So your eyes aren't looking more directly down, you're more looking straight on, which is actually it's a more comfortable feeling. The play guard deck surface, I'm a huge fan of. And so it just feels a lot better. Obviously, you get that the one-piece design form factor with no riser. You get the speaker grill covers. The speakers on this one are actually a lot louder than the previous one. So there are actually a couple upgrades. The buttons are still horrible. We're swapping ours out next week. But as far as like comparing it for apples to apples here on the previous integration of this, it's so much better. And there's some mod possibilities. If you don't want the X-Men 97 branding, we're going to go ahead and do a video on getting rid of that stuff and making it a Coda cab. So it'll be really cool.
Is this taller than your Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe?
Yes. It's about like 1 inch taller.
Phil, what do you think of the X-Men 97 cab? Is this one you thought about getting?
I was going to get it. Because you get that itch. Like, there was nothing coming out, and you're like, it's X-Men 97. I love X-Men. And I just could not, you know, I thought about it. I just couldn't do it because I had Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I just said, yeah, I have a lot of Street Fighter 2s, but, you know, at a point, you just say, what am I getting it for? The marquee, the art, it's $524. Like, I can't do it.
I'm going to start with my positives about this. I think that it's good that it came out originally. I think it still is $4.99, right? That's the price point for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anybody that didn't get the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which I think was $5.99 US, you're getting this at a cheaper price point. It's got the exact same games list. Like Danny said, it's got that new control panel where you don't have the protection on it. And the rumor is when you go without protection, it feels a lot better. So, you know, you do have that experience. What I don't like about it is the same thing I didn't like about the first Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cab, is the fact that it's in that midway shape. And we know the reason why is this is, well, John D said this is going to be the new shark fin. So any cab where they don't recreate the original arcade design is kind of going to be in this form factor. That's why they did that. That's what the rumor is. This is the new shark fin. Not a bad thing. It's very arcade looking, but a Capcom cab I would rather have, you know, in a Dynamo or something that was used for a Capcom. I did have a comment from a couple fighting game fans talking about cabs and talking about like the Golden Combat that's supposedly coming out, and they were like, you don't understand, fight game fans. Like, we played these cabs on so many different, like, Frankenstein cabs. Like, fight game people just want to play the game. We don't give a shit what the cab looks like. And Capcom really didn't care either. I mean, most of their conversion kits were just a sticker on the side, and you had a different marquee. They all kind of use the same control panel. I think there's a lot of good about this. Me personally, this is never a cab I would pick up because I have a very specific want from Arcade1Up. I want arcade recreations. This is definitely not that. It's a co-branded X-Men 97 cab. Love the show, but like this doesn't give me any nostalgia, anything like that.
If it had the Punisher on there, I would have got it immediately. Even
God,
if it wasn't
Phil
online.
loves the Punisher. If you take anything away from the screen, he loves the Punisher. But again, the modding potential in this, Mike, like you could take this and turn this into, X-Men, Children of the Atom, and I think it would look really cool and something that'll stand out in your arcade room, with that marquee. And then you really don't, when the cabs smash together, you don't really see the side art, even though they're all X-Men characters. I think it'll look pretty cool. Plus, there's other people in the community that have kind of tinkered with this a little bit. And they made it look cool, the pinstriping, changing different colors, doing the buttons, so you can jazz it up a little bit.
Arcade1Up standpoint, they made good money on this cabinet. I think it worked out well for them.
Yeah. It wasn't for us. It was for like the general scope because you saw a lot of review videos that this was their first Arcade1Up and they were happy. Our next door neighbors were, I know exactly who you're talking about. He's got like 32,000 views.
I mean, on unboxing guys, like who is this? Like, look at the excitement on this cabinet.
Yeah, I'm happy for Arcade1Up with that. They needed a win. It might not be for me. Doesn't mean it won't be successful, right? I've been very clear about that. Everybody with the naysaying Arcade1Up has done videos. I might not be buying some of the stuff. Doesn't mean they're not going to be successful and they're not going to do well. So very happy for that. X-Men 97, so not my cup of tea, but, again, like I said, it's a deluxe form factor, Marvel versus Capcom, coming in at a cheaper price point. If you don't mind the form factor and you don't mind the art, that might be a win there. Then going back, the next one that came out, I'm also going to say is a win, is the Golden Tee Deluxe cab. I don't think there was any problem with this. I think this was a smart move by Arcade1Up. There's a lot of people that were newer to the hobby, like Danny, you're one of them. Phil, did you get the original Golden Tee or did you miss out on that one?
I have the XL. So Danny, you had the XL. Now you have the Deluxe. Which one do you like better? And you can't decide because of the monitor. Like, what do you like better? Do you
Leave the monitor out.
Right.
Yeah, the Deluxe is just better for us. Like it's just a better form factor, right?
Does your wife think it's a better size?
Yes, 100%. I would be a fan of XL. Like I'm not opposed to it. There's just no good time. I mean, Mike, you can attest. You got all of them. What do you build? There's nothing there. There's the Pac-Man and the Killer Instinct, and that's it. And then even so, the Killer Instinct's $1,000. Like no one's buying that for $1,000. You got to do.
It shouldn't have been that price. No, that's the only
exactly 100%. I swear on my soul here, I would totally get that KI Pro if it was like $699, $599, somewhere in that price range. I think
Arcade1Up, they're holding these prices. They're not budging on this stuff.
They need to take the L and they need to just say it's $599. Take the rest of the $50 that we have left and community go ham. They just need to do away with that and get it off their website because it's just a bad look on their website.
What I would have done with that is they've got stock there. They're probably not going to move them at $1,000, even though it's a really good product outside of the price point and obviously the issues with. They kind of went with Samwa controls. They went with? What was it? What's in that? HAP controls? Suzo HAP. They're Suzo HAP, but they're really low quality.
Are they bad sticks or not? Like from your perspective, like everyone's always saying the joysticks are crap. What's your opinion, Mike? Have you had any issues with it?
Yeah, I've had some missed inputs. I don't know what the deal is with them, but they're really sensitive. Like it's really hard to do some of the hold forward moves, like especially like with Jago, you've got that spin kick and you got to hold back and then go forward.
What about with Battletoads? Have you had any?
Oh no, with Battletoads, it's not an issue at all.
No issue.
Battletoads plays like a dream. It's just the two Killer Instinct games are a lot harder because of the sensitivity of the controller. Yeah, Battletoads works great. Love Battletoads. I think this was a smart move because so many people, not everybody wanted the XLs. There's a lot of people out there that are like,
There's something about walking up to my Golden Tee XL. There's just the Pac-Man doesn't. I don't feel. It's a great looking machine. It's probably one of their best. But there's something about walking up to the Golden Tee, like it looks like a real arcade when I walk up to it.
Yeah, it's because of that form factor and body style. But I think we should be comparing this more on the Gen 1 3/4 scale, and this being 3/4 scale, because XL is kind of like its own line. So
that
this
doesn't exist really.
Yeah, essentially, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, well, Costco controls that line, by the way, so they're going to dictate whether you get
Costco controls that. That's news to me, Danny. Are you sure?
Costco, 100%. Arcade1Up came with that XL Star Wars, and they were like, "Get that crap out of here. We want that Frankenstein cab." But yeah, long and short, this is upgrades, marginal, huge upgrades over the Gen 1 Swan design.
You know, the thing with the Frankenstein cab is they're attracting the other clientele. That's the thing. Is they're attracting everybody but us.
Clientele?
Well, no, everybody.
No one's buying this thing, but no, because that's a great point. Because like what my wife was saying, like my father-in-law, right? If he walked up to like one of these things on display at like a Costco, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Golden Tee, I'd buy that." But why the hell is there Mortal Kombat on that? Like that's weird. I don't want that. So
before we talk about that cab, that because it's only a rumor right now, right? Like we've got the port data, it kind of substantiates what the rumor that was out there that John D put out there, but like nothing's official till it's official, right? So let's just talk about Golden Tee Deluxe really quickly. Smart. A lot of people missed out on it. A lot of people didn't want to get the XL. They wanted to keep the same, size with the 3/4. So no issue with that. I've already got the XL. I wasn't interested, but I actually don't think this was a miss. I think this was a good idea by Arcade1Up. They released a Golden Tee 3D Deluxe version, good screen. Everybody seems to like theirs. So yeah, that's another win. I think they'll do really well on this one again.
I do too, and I think that if you're going to get it, you go to Kohl's and you get that $100 Kohl's cash, and then I'm just saying, like that's the way to get this one.
But you got to talk to the Fox first,
Mr. Fox. That's
right,
Mr. Fox.
That's right. Yeah, I'm telling you that he's like Jiminy Cricket. He's.
All right, so now we're going to get to the thing which, to me, is major regression. I'm pretty unhappy about it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, but we'll just look at this. NBA Jam Deluxe 2-player arcade machine. So 2-player, really good idea. People had asked for it. New form factor is what's throwing a lot of people off. Phil, when I first watched your video, it was funny because my buddy Conti, who it's his birthday, I don't think he's watching tonight because obviously it's his birthday, but Conti Dinda from Canada, it's his birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Conti. He said, guaranteed PD7 is going to want this. And I watched your video and I was like, he's right. PD7 wants it. So what do you think of it now that you've had more time to look at it with the new slim Casinocade form factor?
I am doing a follow-up tomorrow on this cabinet. Something has come to my attention yesterday. And I'm going to compare it to two things. I don't like the step on the bottom. I'm going to be 100% honest. Whatever that platform thing is on the bottom, Danny, do you have to stand on that thing when you play your Casinocade?
So I don't, but also I'm size 11 shoes. But like Jason, Little Alien, said he had like size 13, and I'm like, okay, I could see where if you have like bigger feet and you're a bigger dude, like you would probably be stepping on this. So that was one thing that because I'm only me, right? So I'm like, well, I don't have a problem with it, but I didn't think, okay, somebody that's bigger, it could get in their way of playing this thing for sure.
If you stare at this from the front, it looks
Phil,
perfect.
Listen, stop trying to justify it. Stop it.
No, it looks perfect.
It does. It does. The depth.
That's what gets me. Like it's just it drives me nuts.
And I know, Mike. And I'm so glad you brought this up because I've been itching to talk to you about this, Mike. We watch the shows and everything, but when you're talking to somebody, it's a little bit different. But the depth isn't that big of a concern because when these things are pushed up against walls, smashed together, you don't notice it. Think of the MVSX, for example. That's around the same size, like depth wise. And I don't have a problem with it at all. I never see the back of the arcade or anything. So that you can kind of get away with. It's this step here that
Boys.
really just like is the last cherry on the top of what
Boys,
in the hell is going on.
You're stealing my idea for my video tomorrow.
Phil, you'll be fine. You're gonna get listen, Phil. You can eat a hamburger on the camera, and you're gonna get 3,000 views.
I gotta ask you a question here, guys. Is this a case where you guys are defending this because, like you said earlier with X-Men 97, I mean, it's been so long. I got to buy something. It's like, you're drunk. It's the end of the night at the bar and you got to bring somebody home, right?
I'm not lying. I don't want to buy. Well, I mean, there's something, but it's not NBA Jam. I don't want to buy anything. I like the idea of having sports cabinets in the gym. I was going to move Marvel vs. Capcom 2 right behind me. Right now, Killer Instinct is behind me. I had this plan, but that stinking step or whatever that is in the front, I just that's keeping me from doing it. But I like the idea that they brought the OG back, But Bill's comment, they should have just kept the deluxe form factor with the two player.
That's the thing. Could they have though with this lawsuit? Did they have to change the form factor?
No, they didn't. No.
Okay, so then that would answer my second question. Or are they trying to save money on shipping?
So
at the end
in
of the
my
day,
video,
cost?
in I think it was the stream I did with Fox, I said what happened here is they had a meeting and they said, yeah, we're going to do another NBA Jam, but we're getting a lot of feedback in the community that people want to go with a 2-player deck, and I can confirm this because when I talked to Davin one time, he did say to me, he said, yeah, one of the ideas we're considering is the 2-player deck. Do you think that would be a good idea? And I said, well, a lot of people want it. They're like saying there's not enough room for a 4-player. So 2-player deck was something that the community, and maybe not all the community, but a lot of the people in the community wanted a 2-player deck on 4-player cabs so they could fit more cabs in their room. And then someone else at the table just spoke up and said, well, if they want more room, we should make the cabs more slender too. Make it like the casino cade. And they were like, brilliant. So I made that joke that someone who had no business, didn't know anything about arcades, made that comment. And that's how it happened. John D wrote me afterwards and he said, that's 100% what happened. That's how they do business. That's exactly what happened. Someone said, well, if they want more room, let's make it smaller.
It's not that much. The width is pretty similar to a deluxe. I mean, we're talking 1/8 of an inch here. I mean, it's
width,
close.
It's the depth that's the issue.
I know, but it's just that doesn't make any sense unless they're talking about going more this way. Like,
yeah, but see, exactly, it doesn't make any sense. But when you're sitting around a boardroom and you don't know anything about arcades or really have any business being there, you make these comments.
100%, Mike. But the one thing I can kind of say with this one is when you're doing like the rows in the aisles, it would help. What this is like 5 inches off order, so you
not with that sticking step in the front.
Well, but that's the thing. So I don't know if it's there because it could seriously tip over or whatever. I'd have to get my hands on this thing to actually see it in action. But that's the thing. If you do the rows, I mean, you're adding like what, 5, 10, 15, 20 inches now of space when they're all pressed up against the wall back to back. Because we have 4 rows behind us. So I could see it saving space. And at the end of the day, if you save space in your arcade and you can get just one more arcade in, that's one more sale for Arcade1Up.
How are you going to get more in, Danny? Are you going to be able to do more rows across? Like I don't understand your point.
So okay, so like for example, I have 8 right now in this row. I did the math on this. I could fit one more in. Just pushing them down, but I have 6.
No. You have 8 in that row, but are you going to have more rows? Because the only way this makes sense is you're going to have more rows, but you're not because of the step. Because every little bit of space you save from this being more narrow is taken up by the step. You still need the same space. It still takes up the same footprint.
That's the one thing that is like, oh, man. Now I can see where they can defend that, where it's like, well, it's right up to the control panel. So if you push them back to back, again, I'd have to see and get my hands on it. Maybe push 2 of these back to back, and then you can kind of compare it against their normal 3/4 scale deluxe and see, does it save space or not? I don't know.
If that step wasn't there, I'd consider it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, I just hope that this isn't. And Mike, I've talked to you about this off camera. It's like I just hope that this isn't the new form factor going forward. It's going to be really.
Phil brought all the hope back into my life. I watched his video and I was like, God bless you, Phil. Like you were an inspiration to me, man. You made me feel so much better about this because you made a great point. This company doesn't know what they're doing. There's no consistency. So the other thing that really came up too was I mentioned to Travis, I was like, man, do you think Arcade1Up knows this form factor is the shits, right? And he goes, oh, don't worry. They watch everything. They know what people are saying. And I was like, I was pretty hard on it. Does the step stick out further than the control panel? P-Dub says I'm not really crude on my show, but there's a joke that like if you have a belly, sometimes your belly will stick out further than something else. So it's a bit of an issue there. Anyways, my problem with this is I've been very honest about this. I've been very impressed with Arcade1Up throughout the years because going from the shark fin to the last line of cabs and even the deluxes, everything was always an improvement. They were always getting more and more like the real arcade. With the deluxes, there was no more riser, so it was a straight down form factor. It was more accurate to the real arcade. And they even made great steps with the Pac-Man, dropping the monitors back like the real arcade. Like it always was moving forward in the direction that I'm interested in, which is, even though these aren't commercial arcades, these are toys, if you want to classify them as that, it always suspended the disbelief that I could buy this toy that made me feel like it was an arcade in my house and I could play it. This, however, with this new form factor, is a step back because it has this new form factor that's sleek, and NBA Jam's easy to get away with. But what happens when you have games with more iconic artwork that need the real estate that they've taken away? What happens then? How do they get squished? How do they mutilate the artwork to make it work on this new slim cabinet?
And I 100% think that they never thought of that. Just like when you said, well, what does the vault line mean? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Thought it sounded cool. That's when I just looked at Arcade1Up. I kind of lost a lot of hope. I was like, holy shit, like this is bad. They don't even know what they're doing over there.
What's the deal with the vault line? Is it cabs coming back out? What are you doing there? We don't know.
We don't know. And I'm like, well, you think it'd be like the re-releases like Frogger and like Space Invaders, and they would all have light up coin doors, all have plaques, and no, there's no rhyme to the reason.
So, but thankfully, Phil made me feel a little bit better about this. I think this was a test. The problem is, I think this is still going to sell really well.
I do too. I think people are going to buy it, and that's going to be and that's going to just kill everything, you know?
Well, let's just, if they're watching, like everybody says they are, Arcade1Up re-release the 4 players into 2 players, but just make it the deluxe again. Don't stop doing this stuff.
Everything else besides that step, like look at the control deck, like having the jam session, like they did a good job with some of this. Like
they did.
You know,
there's nothing wrong with this cabinet except for the change in the form factor. Like if they didn't go with this new sleek design, I would have 0 negative things to say about this cabinet.
Could you imagine if this was the same as the deluxe, the tournament edition, but it's the OG? Definitely.
Bill's point was, so my point was, then you don't lose space because of the step. It's still the same slim design from the front to the back of the cab. I understand what you're saying there. That's a good point, but I would wager.
There you go, Mike.
Wager. What'd you do?
Go ahead and share my screen.
I would wager that if you looked at the bottom here, it's the same depth as a regular deluxe, is what I'm saying. It's still the same slim form factor, but I bet you the bottom still comes out the same amount as the deluxe cab. Maybe the control panel's a little bit more pushed in than if there was a deluxe cab.
I bet you it's about an inch or a centimeter shorter, because
you think so?
It's about 20 inches on a deluxe, isn't it? That comes out. This is probably like 18 and 3/4. It's close.
Yeah. I just don't think they should have done it. And again, I go back to my point. I do think it's still going to sell because it's NBA Jam. I think people will just buy it. This is something that is going to buy for the masses. And there are benefits for Arcade1Up to do this because it's less material. It's less wood. So, I mean,
but we probably, even if it does do good, they're not going to use the same form, and because that's not what they do. They're not gonna use it. They give us something great in XL, and then they just completely move away from it. You know, then the Deluxe, it's like fine. I'll buy in on the Deluxe, and then they come out with this.
I actually really like the Deluxe cabs. Like the 2 Deluxe I bought, the Street Fighter is beautiful, man. That HS5 is just badass. You got one of those, don't you, Phil?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah. I like what 19K Fox did about buying them and then modding them and the other stuff too. So I mean that's an option. Really good cab, and MK Deluxe is really good too. So I like the Deluxe cabs. I would prefer if they're XL, but the Deluxe are really good. So I'm hoping. I know this is going to sell well, but I'm hoping that this isn't the form factor going forward, because I'll lose a lot of interest. I know not everybody will. I don't think the company will suffer for it.
Mike will be buying more GI Joes. I'll be finding more superpowers and Voltron stuff. Danny will be playing pinball.
I got Voltron coming too, man. We were screwed here in Canada because Voltron was a Target exclusive, and unfortunately, Target closed down here in Canada a number of years ago. And
really?
It wasn't for sale anywhere else. Target Canada was a nightmare, man. Like they basically went bankrupt within a year. Idiots running it.
But Mike, if you need me to pick you up this fun stuff, I can go get the toys for you, and you just pay me the shipping and everything. I'll send it out to you. It's okay.
Yeah, Danny.
The shipping's insane.
The shipping's the problem, buddy.
That's what I'm saying. If you want, if you wanted it better,
here's the good thing.
Don't worry.
Is you got it from Environment or Entertainment Earth, right? Is that who you ordered Voltron from?
Big Bad Toy Store. The whole pack all together.
And Entertainment Earth is selling the whole set. They're pre-ordered for November for $109. So it's the same price that I paid for all 5 of them at Target. So yeah, they're going to make it available for everybody. That's the good thing.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I would have loved to have got them in their individual packaging. I don't think the packaging is the exact same as the original Lions, is it?
I thought mine. You know, I had it. I had the original Voltron. I thought
I
it was
did
all
too.
in one box. I thought it came in one box. I don't remember.
There was different versions. I still got my little Lance figure too downstairs. It's the only thing I got from my original Voltron set. Yeah.
Did your legs turn? Did they peel off the chrome on the cat's legs? They kind of look like glue.
I can't remember. I think I accidentally traded my Voltron to a friend. I traded a Galvatron and my Voltron for that big Hulk Hogan wrestling figure. Remember the one that came with the red shirt? He was like that tall. Yeah, I think I did that when I was younger, and that's where my Voltron went. I was looking for him the other day, and I was so sad.
Yeah, it's one of the best toys from the 80s.
All right, so Slim Katie, we both think like it's disappointing from a community perspective, from a form factor perspective. Still sell well. I understand what you're saying. I mean, front on, yeah, it'll look good. It's just, I don't know. I don't like the direction they're going in. It seems to be this. This is probably a smart business decision, but representative of a company that maybe don't understand their core fan base or really care to. Anyways, last but not least, Golden Tee Midway cab. As much as it's fun to tear this thing apart, it's not that uncommon, man. Honestly.
There's positives to take from this.
Oh, 100%. You go first, Phil. You're the positive guy here.
Well, the fact that it's an XL.
Yep.
Second is, I just said this, if you don't like the Class 81 style, you can skin it to it. You could have the Mortal Kombat 2 XL. And somebody said you could do Defender. Like you could, I'll have the trackball on there, but you could finally have. Are we going to get a Mortal Kombat XL? Probably not, because they're going to come up with stuff like this. You could skin it that way, or you could do the Golden Tee if you want. I don't think it's going to be impossible to play this with the joysticks on there with the trackball.
So I'm going to show you guys this. Do you realize that a ton of multicade products are all based on a Golden Tee design? So as much as we've been shitting on this Frankenstein cab, this is actually a pretty popular thing that people get. They partner with other companies, add a bunch of games to it in a Golden Tee cab. Like, this is not my cup of tea at all, but it's super common and super commonly done. This is going to
sell well if they put that on the floor at Costco. I mean, it's going to sell out just like any other Arcade1Up.
Not my cup of tea. Not something I'm interested in. Not something I want in my home. But this is something that there's already an appeal out there in the community, in the greater community, for these Golden Tee like multicades. I didn't know anything about these Arcade Legends Golden Tee. This is probably what the control panel will look something like: 2 fight sticks, trackball in the middle. Hopefully it's wide enough, and then just like a bunch of different games on it.
I'm excited to see this. If it really does show up at Costco, I'm excited to go and check it out and get yelled at for filming at Costco.
Why do they yell at you for filming at Costco?
Oh my gosh, there's like the corporate policy. Costco and Walmart, gotta be careful.
There's not corporate policy though. There's a guy on YouTube, literally look it up. I ate Costco hot dogs for like a month straight. Filmed every day in Costco.
Some will welcome you in. There's a guy, Danny, if you come out to the Pewaukee one, there's a guy out there who is on me the second I walk in there. Man.
Phil, you know what we should do when this does hit the hit the storefronts? Message me up and we should go together and just check this thing out on display. I think it'd make it for a pretty cool video.
Yeah, it would.
That way I can hold the camera, so if I get yelled at, I'll get kicked out and you can stay there.
What is your setup anyways? Are you using a phone to film on your walk and talks, or are you using a camera?
Oh, camera. Well, yeah. it's not big. It's small. But yeah, they can tell. So I don't bring in my stick, my tripod thing. Now because I can stuff it in my pocket if I see somebody coming. But sometimes I can get away with it. But there's always those couple of situations where.
Why don't you just lie and you tell them, like, I work for the Better Business Bureau. You should leave me alone. I'm here on business.
I have like a laminated badge.
I usually have my shot at that point, and then I'm just like, I just go because I don't, whatever, other stuff. But it can get a little annoying.
Yeah,
I imagine. Guys. It's a quick shot, and then you're out.
I just always have my camera out, and if anybody gives me a dirty look, like before, I used to be so paranoid and worried about that. Like I wouldn't even pull out my camera because I'd be like, oh my God, everybody's going to think I'm an idiot. Now I got my camera out and I'm like talking, and then somebody's like, you're a dork. And I'm like, you're on camera, douche.
I know, it's unbelievable. I would have never did this like 5 years ago. Like I would have been so embarrassed.
So shy and so embarrassed, but I do it all the time now. Anyways, I hate this. Absolutely hate this, especially waiting a full year for a new XL to come out. This is not my cup of tea at all, but it's not as out there as some people might think. Like everybody's saying Frankenstein Cab and stuff like that. It can be very similar to this.
When you start to see the artwork kind of like as that multi-cade artwork, because we're just looking at these like fan-made renders of the half and half, and we're like, this thing looks ridiculous. Like, but when you start to kind of paint the picture of this, it's like, okay, that just looks like your generic multi-cade arcade machine, which, okay, whatever, it'd be for definitely be for the casuals for sure, 100%.
Yeah, like if you look at this, you can see the Golden Tee sign up here. It's going to have the same slant shape and stuff like that, but you'll have your white Golden Tee sign here, and then down here will probably be whatever Midway game it is. If it's Mortal Kombat 2, you'll have Raiden with his hand going up here on the bottom and then Golden Tee on the top. I don't think it'll be a half and half like that. Might have a very unique marquee, but I can see how they do it. I'd say it had a very similar form factor to this. It'll mainly look like a Golden Tee with a control panel like this. That's my guess. Phil's in. He wants it. He's interested.
I want to see it. I'm interested. Any XL, because it's going to be $5.99. That's going to be the price point at Costco for any XL. And
it's going to be a little tougher for me if I was interested because it's $5.99, and then the person has to ship it to me, which is going to cost $300 US. So all told, I'm at about $1,200-$1,300 to get it to me if I was interested. Because they don't come to Canada.
Well, it's either that or the Nova Blast. It's one or the other.
I'll get the Nova Blast.
What about the pinball, Phil? Wouldn't you be in on that over these two?
I $5.99 compared to. I don't know. I just like to see it again. By not buying the pinball, it kind of opened up other stuff that I could pick up and check out. So. Things can change, but right now, I just thought that it wasn't the time to pick it up. I'm mad that if they can come out with 1,100, why for pre-order? Why couldn't they come back with their NOD sale at that same price? And it was just kind of a point I was making. And I thought that if people played hardball, the next sale, maybe they drop it that low again.
Giovanni Sean says he'd turn it into a DDR. He'd turn everything into a DDR.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Yeah. Hopefully people like it. Hopefully it does well. That's probably not going to be my cup of tea, but this is definitely a direction people have asked. There are people who want Arcade1Up to do like a multicade where you can have a bunch of games on it, and this might have 30 games on it. Who knows, right?
I guess we'll see at the end of the day what the sales speak and what happens, because we all shat on X-Men 97. I mean, I have one. So it's like, who knows, and X-Men 97 looked like it did pretty well. I don't know. And as far as this could do really well. And I know we didn't touch on Class 81 pub table. Is that something anyone here is interested in at all? Because wasn't that supposed to go to Costco as well?
Nooner says I should just move to Vancouver. I don't know if Nooner knows what the average household price is there. It's like something like $3 million right now to buy like a starter home in Vancouver. It's crazy. Yeah, it's wild. So I don't like anything except for Golden Tee, and I already have a Golden Tee that Arcade1Up's doing here. Nothing for me, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think they're all going to be successful. I think they're going to be commercially successful. I think Arcade1Up is going to make bank on them. That's the truth. I don't like them.
That's what they need to do. And eventually we'll get something that we want, like that we really, really wanted.
You're 100% sure about that. Listen, man, you brought all the hope back into my life. You're like,
it's possible. I mean, eventually, hey, it's a way for them to make money. They know what people want. They also know how to sell to the other market out there. And that's the Frankenstein cabs. That's these weird looking NBA jams. People will get it. I mean, look at between the three of us, 2 of us are getting the Evercade. Yeah. I mean, it's just this is they see the numbers. Like, not everybody's going to get everything that comes out.
So there's other people that nonstop have told me I'm crazy that there's supposed to be a comma between Golden Tee 3D and Midway Legacy XL. That there's 2 XLs coming.
Yeah. Just like Arcade1Up was supposed to be at Evo, right? Let's put that one in the bucket with that other nonsense.
So do you have any hope that these are 2 separate XLs, Phil?
Anything's possible, right?
Oh my God.
Here's Phil's video tomorrow. You know what, guys? I think they're going to make 2 XLs.
Tekken XL is coming to Costco. Just got the port information.
XL, Golden Tee XL. What do you think?
Mr. Fox, you tell me.
I'll get a coffee. We'll go.
Now let's head to Hobby Lobby and check out those 50% off sales.
Guys, 66% was huge. Like, I hope people took advantage of that. 66%.
Yeah, but that was only on That was only on like the aisle. It wasn't on like all the wall decor, because it was like specifically. That's the thing that sucks. It's like, God damn.
I got the giant Spider-Man head for like $10.
My problem with your walk and talks, Phil, is I live in Canada. So you go to these stores and I'm like, that is awesome. We don't have that.
Well, you got the brick and you got Toys R Us. And even though it's not the same, but it's still Toys R Us.
It's still Toys R Us. Yeah, it is kind of neat. So
that's hoping the whole point, Mike, is bringing people stuff that they don't have by them. Like, at least they can see it. Like, if somebody went to Mall America Toys R Us and said, wow, this is Toys R Us. Like, I don't live there, but at least like you can use your imagination for that 10 minutes and just pretend you're there.
So one of the cool things is with our Toys R Us, they got rid of their electronic section. The video games weren't selling well. So instead of an electronic section now, they actually brought back a defunct record store as well that went out of business a couple of years ago here in Canada called HMV, which I don't know if you guys had in the US, but now we have a real Toys R Us that also has another defunct store in it called HMV, where you can go buy records and DVDs and shit. Like back.
You should go walk and talk there, dude. Like, that's where store surfing needs to be there. Store
surfing, yeah. I couldn't call it Walk and Talk Canada anymore because everybody was like, "You're copying Phil." And I was like,
everybody's copying everybody. Who cares?
It's finding those nostalgic type places like that. Those are the you're not always gonna find it in every video you do, but you stumble across these things and just. It just takes you back to something,
Yeah, 100%. We had a pinball place here now. I went to one of those on one of my store surfing videos. So it's very small right now, but they're gaining stuff. Like they just picked up a Bride of Pinbot, and what was the other game? I can't remember the other game, but they just added 2 new games. Bride of Pinbot was one. So yeah, they got league nights there. They're official leagues. This might be something. I might actually be able to go play pinball here in Newfoundland. And I can't do that right now.
How far is it away from your place?
Oh, something like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, but it's in one of those like magic card stores. And like the problem is I'll be playing pinball and anybody's like, what do you think of magic cards? And I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Want to play some magic? Want to play some magic?
I got some damage about magic cards, man. I'm telling you. When I was in university, there was this group, and like there was a hallway, and there was like an atrium they could sit in. But instead of sitting in the atrium that was always empty, they could sit in to play magic cards. They would sit directly in the hallway, right in everybody's way, and they're like, "We're playing magic cards," and I'm like, "No shit, you could be doing it over there." Clearly, you want everybody to know you're playing magic cards, so you do it in everybody's way to say, "We're playing magic cards." Do you think someone's going to stop and say, "I like magic cards too. Let's form a lifelong bond"? Nerds.
Nerds.
No, all kidding aside, like actually I got friends that are into it and stuff, just not my cup of tea. Like the new Arcade1Ups. Anyways, that's enough of that. So in retrospect, I think that a lot of people have been disappointed, like core fans, with a lot of the stuff coming out. I don't think anything's bad. I don't think any of these companies are in trouble. Like, I don't understand. There's someone posting on one of the AtGames group today. It was like, big rumor, AtGames going out of business. I know people that work there. No sources, nothing cited or anything like that. And then I got people message me and they were like, "Do you hear any rumors?" And I was like, "No, man. I heard rumors they got stuff coming out, news like next week, and it's not going out of business." So I don't know what you're talking about, but that seems to be the narrative. Everybody's like, these companies are done. You might be done with the company. You're not interested. It doesn't mean they're going to shut down. Just keep that in mind. There's other people still interested, still going to buy this stuff, whether it be us in the core community or it's just general people. These products will move on, sometimes just without you. So, yeah. So, Phil, I remember I was talking to you and you were like, "Man, I'm so worried because like everybody's so negative on them and stuff like that. It just, you got to be positive and stuff like that." Thank you for being positive, giving me a little bit of hope. It might be misguided hope, but
thank you for reminding me of that. You can beat yourself up. Like, we expected some more bigger sales in the last couple of weeks, and they really weren't. There was some, but it wasn't what I thought. And, it's good to, you can get a little down on these guys, but it's good to keep positive on it because, it's the best thing you can do.
Well, like realistically, there's nowhere else to turn right now. If you want like recreation arcades that you can put in your house, there's nothing else out there right now. It's
and they know that, and that's why they're keeping. I mean, I'm looking at prices right now. That's why they're holding firm at some of this.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you want it, you're gonna have to pay $449. You're gonna have to pay $649 for something. So
I'm still hoping someone steps up and really pushes Arcade1Up, gives them some serious competition, because right now they're the only game in town. Iron sharpens iron, and
if it is, maybe they give you the Cubert type stuff that you want, and Arcade1Up can just keep doing these casino NBA jams, and I mean that's a possibility. Like direct to consumer, like that's what you need New Wave to do.
I'm worried because you had Glenn on your show, Corner Arcade, and Glenn said if they do it, they have a retail partner in mind. They're going to do it through retail, right, with the larger scale cabs.
Yeah, but we don't know what that retailer could be. So it could be like a Shop Hippo where they're like, "Shit, I'll buy that. That looks dope." So we can't, I know you're worried, and I know you probably know more than I do, but I'm just trying to stay optimistic still, where they could reach out to where it's not a set Walmarts or something and maybe make waves. I don't know. We'll see. Retailers
have the current touch of death, man. Touch of death.
Yeah, they are.
You go in there with the beautiful Star Wars XL cab, and you're like, "We got it this year, Star Wars XL." And then they're like, "No, we want golden tea. We want golden tea from everybody. Everybody do golden tea." That's what happens.
Well,
So
maybe
I sell
everybody
my-
will do Star Wars next year.
Can you imagine?
Phil, they didn't. Phil, I love
It's
you.
the
They
year of
didn't.
Star
They,
Wars.
they didn't do it this year. It's never going to come out. I appreciate you. Like, it's
No.
done.
It's still possible. Like honestly, Star Wars has always been a popular title for them. Very popular with their pinball. I mean, they even made more of the Star Wars pinball. There's a possibility. It's a big brand, so I'm still hopeful.
That's
on
what I'm
another Star Wars
saying. Like,
Excel.
why isn't this a no-brainer slam dunk decision? Anything Star Wars will sell. Like,
You know what they'll do is they'll come out with the same one they came out with a year ago, and it'll have the riser. That will be the Star Wars we get. They'll just do a complete re-release of it.
it'll be from the
I don't
vault.
know.
It'll be
It'll
from the vault.
it'll be deluxe, but it will still not have online. They won't do the R&D to put the leaderboards online. We
Hey, I'll
gotta
take a
find-
deluxe version of that.
Yeah, me too. Especially since I sold mine. Now every time I go down to my arcade, I feel
Remind me to say
a lot of
something after
sadness.
you read the super chat.
Phil, remember to say something after I read the super chat. $4.99. Is this the new Arcade1Up Illuminati? Haha, love you guys. Ezekiel, thank you so
Ezekiel.
much. Not Arcade1Up Illuminati. This is the Positivity Illuminati.
Right.
Yes. Well, I feel like we need one more though, because it's got to be a group of 4.
Well, let's
So
bring
who
P
else
Dubs
is
in.
that?
His negativity will make sure we all go home safe.
Yeah, you got to zoom in. You got to zoom in, Mike, and your damn keyboard.
So GI Joel just told me that I don't know if he messaged you, Danny, that he is all set with his Star Wars inline riser. So if you're looking to make your Star Wars a deluxe, he's in the artwork's there. So he's should be
Oh, the
showing up on
artwork
his
is
site.
there. Hold on, dude.
That's huge.
That is cool.
that
I'm
is
gonna message
huge.
him. Yeah, he needs to send me one of those because we need to go crazy. The last time we did a video, he's got like 6 months of work. So he was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
He's got a lot of orders coming. Like the guy
Yeah.
is busy.
So
No doubt.
that's the other thing that someone said there the other day. Stupid comment on these Facebook pages. They're always making stupid comments. They're like, "Oh man, the YouTubers have nothing to do now that Arcade1Up is dead" and stuff like that. And
No, we're
like,
buying toys. We have plenty to do.
we don't care, man. Like we just like talking about our hobbies and stuff online. Like it's not like we actually work with Arcade1Up or this is our income. Like I have a very busy full-time job. This is a hobby, dude.
Yeah, you ever feel like the job gets in the way sometimes? Like
Totally. Yeah. Totally. Really quickly, you had to say something, Phil. You wanted to talk.
It was the GI Joel inline riser. Sorry.
The other thing I really wanted to talk about, the cool thing that came from this is all the other companies that actually got startup businesses from this. Like people forget that like this hobby was so hot at one point. Like we had different companies coming up with artwork. You had people like making marquees, like disability upgrades.
Sables does this that's his full-time job. Look at Retro Lizard. Like these are full-time jobs.
Modding, coming up with these cool things and stuff like that. And it's great to see that even like Glenn, GRS Thunderstick Studios, these were products that he was designing to enhance like the Arcade1Up experience, better trackballs, better spinners. So a lot of good came out of that. And like a company like Buy Stuff through a partnership with AtGames end up becoming like basically a company themselves. And if they listen to the sage guidance we gave them earlier, maybe they'll even make their own Arcade1Up knockoffs that they sell out to people.
And I mean, I think that might be at the end of the day, that might be our best bet, along with Ezekiel. That could be the best bet.
Oh, if Ezekiel is still here, you got to make Danny a full-size X-Men 6-player cab with a safe house in there for him and his family.
It's guys.
It's
gonna be sick. It's gonna be.
Nobody's gonna do it. That's what's gonna happen. Like we can just make our own stuff. Like I mean, look at 19K Fox. He's buying real full-size arcades. Like you reach a point where.
He was doing that before, though.
Well,
Fox
I know, but he's still doing it. But
he's,
I mean, look at his Instagram. Like every other week, he's doing another road trip somewhere. He's picking up something. Like
there is a lot of like Arcade1Up did. It was that like kind of like that spark that ignited a lot of things. Like Michael B. You always go back to like Cool Toy. Like people were like in this a little bit, Retro Ralph, and then like, hey, we're going back to the real arcades and stuff. And so it just created a lot more excitement over just retro gaming in general. I mean, it brought somebody like me in that I didn't, this wasn't my hobby before. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And like, it did this for a lot of people. And whether you hate Arcade1Up or you love them, they were that kind of spark that got you back interested. I mean, Ezekiel is a great example of this, where he was doing the 1-up thing. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go real arcade. And here, on top of this, I'm going to actually open up my real arcade. Like, he's actually planning on doing that. So this will turn into and yes, I already put the application in for assistant general manager. You damn right I did. But it's crazy because my like passion for 1-up and home arcade has actually rubbed back off on him. And he showed me like a picture. He bought a bunch of 1-ups. He wants to mod them, and he wants to build some of the cabs that we're never going to get, and I'm going to purchase them. It's going to be a great partnership that we're going to do and bring to the community, and some cool videos. So
well, that's very nice. Ezekiel's awesome. One of the nicest guys in the community too.
100%.
You ever met him?
I haven't, but I'm looking forward to it in October when we go.
In Chicago. Super nice guy. Love seeing him. Always stops by, even though he's not that interested in Arcade1Up and the home arcade stuff anymore. Always stops into people's chats, dropping super chats. Super nice guy. Anyways, guys, 2 hours and 10 minutes. I really, really, really got to shorten these shows. I don't know. I get so excited talking to you guys. I just can't stop. I can't help it.
It's the excitement. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, that's on all of us. Whether we get the titles we want, look at the electricity this generates, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun stuff. Like, it gets us to, we're making videos. We're watching other people's videos. Like, it's awesome. It's like we're time traveling back to the 90s, back to the 80s. This is what we're seeing nowadays. You know, it's like it's all coming back.
So I know that, you know, we're probably not going to get a lot more this year. I think this is going to be a really slow year. So I know that we're getting this XL and this pub table, apparently, according to the shipping data. What?
Okay, hold on, because this is the question that I just would love to know. And I know you know a little bit, but is this going to be a Q4 company where we're getting like 10 rehashes in October, or is that was only last year and there's going to be like nothing coming out? That this is it. The two
I think this is it. Like again, like you asked the other day on my show, like, has anybody talked to Arcade1Up? And David McIntosh randomly reached out to a couple people. And he told P-Dubs, he said, yeah, we're not going anywhere. See you at CES. So I don't expect anything big or exciting until CES. If we're getting new titles, a new exciting thing from Arcade1Up, it's January, guys. I think this big thing from Costco might be, you know, one of the last things from the year. So
that's like
look forward to
year.
September. So
that's last year. The Pac-Man XL came out around August, September, a year ago. You know, like that's probably pretty much where we're at right now.
Yeah, slow year, boys. Slow year, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Danny's like, slow year. Let's go. Slow year. Let's go.
I was saying that's a cyber silence.
Slow year. Nothing coming out. Let's go.
No, it's rough. But hey, look at, I mean, great opportunity for other companies to step in, like Mike, you said. So think about it. A lot of people I'm Arcade1Up. That's it. Well, hey, guess what? I'm looking at the buy stuff, Super Sprint, and I'm looking at the AtGames 4KP. And I would have never thought that any of those things would be coming into this arcade, but it's a chance to then save up to get a little bit more of the expensive things and put your money into other things like modding. I mean, we're doing all the coin doors with the buttons.
It's a good time to do it. It's a
Phil, let me ask you this, and Mike B too. Like, have you guys ever swapped the buttons out of any of your 1-ups?
Never.
No, because it's a lot of work, and that's much more work and time that I'm willing to put into it.
Mike, I'm telling you, it is so easy. And Phil, you guys got to do this. It literally changes the gameplay. I'm telling you right now, those squeaky buttons are god awful. Like, please go out. I will send you the links. Go do it, dude.
I agree.
It is so much better. It literally makes me want to play the game, like I did on this Street Fighter Dynamo. I want to go up and play Street Fighter now. It's exciting again because you actually do things. It feels great. You just got to do it, 100%.
Don't you own multiple Street Fighters? Like, you own multiple Street Fighter cabs.
I thought you had 3. You had the Yoga, Shinku, and
no, I got rid of Yoga a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have 2 Street Fighters in your arcade, and you're telling me it took you to do a button change in order for you to be like, I want to play Street Fighter. I would assume you wanted to play Street Fighter, and that's why you bought the cab.
The button change really changes everything.
I know what you mean. It's like the SSF kit.
Yes.
When you do,
it's such a small, such a small thing, but literally, it's insane. Like, it's just, you got to do it to really understand it. Like that's why I'm like, I go to the X-Men 97. I want to play this. I'm like, I can't do this. I got to go back to because I told you guys on the show here that the form factor, the sound is better. So I go up to that cab to initially play like Marvel's Capcom Coda, but then I go back to the old one because we did the button swap in that, and I'm like, oh, it's just so much better. Like trying to pull movesets off, like actually pulling off the moves. It's just a world difference.
See, I don't understand any of that. I don't actually play my arcades.
Go Mike B, let's go, baby.
I will say this though, like I love Arcade1Up. I've been very happy, but I am not exclusive to Arcade1Up. Like if another company comes out, I am totally that guy in the meme, like holding Arcade1Up's hand, looking back the other way. Like I am so into it. I just want arcade recreations. I don't really give a shit who makes it.
We don't care who makes it. Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So like I'm really excited for New Wave Toys and I'm really excited for John D. If there's anything in the realm of those two companies or people doing anything,
I don't think John D's company himself is releasing an arcade. I think he's doing some stuff with another company and another company is going to release something.
That works for me.
I
don't care where it's coming from as long as we're getting it. Like, yeah, 100%.
I got a strange feeling that Unico may come out with a big blue cab. That's my guess.
And is it going to be 3/4 scale or XL?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't have any answer. But like,
if you were to put money on it, like
I was told Unico was supposed to bring something to Evo and it wasn't ready. And like I'm like thinking it's either something like Capcom or it's something like Big Red, a larger scale like MVSX. That's my guess.
That'd be cool. That'd be really, really cool, guys.
19K Fox is going to make sure that's run. He's always over in like Asia somewhere working at the factories and stuff, making sure these people are doing good stuff.
Cool. Making sure they went from 45 screws to now 27 screws, and they'll show you where the screws are in the placements.
So like,
we love you, baby.
I thanks to Phil, I've regained a little bit of my hope for Arcade1Up. But I'm also, I'm single and ready to mingle. I'm looking for other companies. If you got something to offer me,
there's excitement coming. We have the alpha, the Arcade Alpha coming soon. I mean, there's things to keep us kind of busy up there,
But if we're talking like the beef, the 3/4 scale beef or XL in Mike's case, that's where everybody's looking. And
sure,
these aren't all just appetizers, and I'm skipping the appetizer because I want the big meal.
Well, we're hungry, though. We're hungry. We got to eat something in between.
Mike, you better watch out.
James might know something I don't. Oh, I know what he's referencing. I'm not talking about the same thing you're talking about. James hates everything. No. I know what he's talking about now. No.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something completely different.
All right. And so on that note,
there is something that some people know that someone is doing, but it's not what I'm talking about right now, and it's not something I'm allowed to say.
Okay, so that okay, yeah. I don't know anything that you're talking about right now, so
yeah, exactly. It's not what he's talking about. He doesn't know what I'm talking about.
We're doing a video on this tomorrow. We're all gonna have the same video about it's not this, but it's this.
Yeah, right.
See, that's a problem with this. 19K on the road to shilling. Everybody's giving 19K Fox a hard time. I like to give him a hard time too because he's gotten so close with Unico over the course of the last year. Like, I mean, he's bought 47 of those Phoenix monitors and stuff like that. So yeah,
just kind of like Phil bought all those 19-inch buy stuff arcade monitors. We're kind of equaling out there. You're taking everything to 19.
I bought a couple. I want to get one for the iArcade. I don't know how many more I'll do. You know what? The thing is you can sell some of the other ones. So I'm going to sell the 17s I have, and I'll see what happens after that.
If I could buy one, I need one for my Centipede.
Remember what David said, though. David's comment was it's not going to work because of the 5.4. The Centipede's a 5.4. This is a 4.3.
So I would need.
You would need to go through buy stuff and get a TN replacement. You'd have to get something that would work for Golden Tee, Shack Jam, or the iArcade. So it's a TN.
Here's what I don't understand then, because the Golden Tee XL is a 5x4 TN monitor. So how does their BOE monitor work? replacement?
Well, the BOE works for the 4x3. So the reason that I'm guessing here, and I don't know if I stuff's still in the chat, I'm guessing that the reason why the iArcade, Shack Jam, and Golden Tee are cheaper than the ones that I've been buying is because it's a different, I don't know if it's a BOE, but it's a TN that's going to light up on both sides. I don't know if it's an actual BOE that's going in there. I got to watch, I got to see what screen he puts in or just go and buy stuff, but there's a reason it's cheaper than the BOEs. There has to be.
I just want a BOE monitor in my Centipede cab because I think it would set it off. And
but it's like, let's say you had the MK30th. You couldn't just put in a BOE monitor in the MK30th because it's a 5x4.
But people have done that Dell swap, so
I just got a dongle and put a 50-inch TLC TV in there. That's fine, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't understand all of it, but it's there's you can't mix and match. I don't know.
I don't understand it either. And like
I want plug and plays. If somebody tells me this will work, I will buy it from you and put that.
They've been kind enough to try to explain it to me, and I sit there like the stupidest person in the world, and I'm like, yes, I understand. Anyways, I would keep you guys here all night just rambling, so I apologize, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, taking a look back. Phil has made me more positive. Personally, I'm hopeful that the Slim Katie is one and done, that they'll completely forget about it. So we'll see how things go. And otherwise, yeah, I think that some of the products they're coming out with, I don't like, but I do think they're going to be commercially successful. And I do think Danny will buy every single one of them. Yes, you will. You'll buy every single one.
No, but I think my wife said on the last show, she said, if you bring that Slim Katie here into the corner arcade, we're getting a divorce. So there's no chance of that happening.
You'll have your whole arcade decked out with Slim Katie. You'll be like, let's go. Slow year.
Slim Katie.
Go. Phil, do you think you're going to get it? Where are you two? Or am I ruining your video tomorrow?
No. I'm going over a couple more things about that cabinet. Not saying that I'm going to get it. I got my eyes set on.
Have a 4-player NBA Jam Deluxe?
Yeah, it's way better, Phil. Yeah. Don't do that. Just get the 99 lives. I'm comparing it to a couple of things. Is all I want to do. I do have my eyes on something else right now, and that's going to take priority. We got a video coming. We're going to do a live stream that might actually help somebody like Phil, where he's got arcades all over the house, and you have to sneak them in with Kelly. So I think we're going to help you out because my wife here, she's going to tell you to say, hey, look, guys in the community, you don't have to get a divorce, and your wife will actually love the arcade if it's just organized. Keyword organized, and we're going to give you a live stream telling you how to do it, how to put it in one location, and that's it. That's it. You don't have to go crazy and put it all over the house.
Honestly, I don't think my wife gives a shit how feng shui my arcade is. Like,
oh no,
it really matters.
Wait, so do you have to sneak arcades in, or where are you at the point now? Because I know you've been kind of shifting rooms, and you have a dedicated room now. Now she's actually a dedicated room.
Actually, we're in a little bit of a conversation space again. Actually, now because my wife's career is picking up, so she's doing a couple different things, and she needs a dedicated office. So right now she's sharing an office with, because we got 4 bedrooms upstairs, and I use this as my dedicated office for YouTube, and like I have my arcades in it. But when Tommy goes in his own room, which is might be soon, might not, or if my wife's job changes a bit, I might actually have to leave this space and then move my computer and stuff down into my arcade. So we'll see how things go, but it's all changing. Like having this second kid, we all thought it was a great idea until, it just came up. I watched John Wick Part 4 there last night. And at the very end, he points the gun at the bad guy and he's like, consequences. That's what I'm feeling from the kid right now. every time I move something, I'm like, consequences.
The new office, Cade there could be pretty good. I mean, that's how the setup is here, and my wife loves it. So maybe it'll be for the better. You never know.
I just told my wife, like she's got a career opportunity that just recently came up, and the cool thing about it is we were always nervous about Lara changing workplaces because we really like working from home, and it's helping out a lot with the childcare and stuff. So this new position might still have a very strong at-home component. So she would need a dedicated office. So I just opened and told her, I was like, yeah, I'll just move out of my office. You can have it. I mean, that's definitely more important than me arsing around on YouTube, right?
And the cool thing is you won't hear the cat scraping up the litter.
Well, there's another sad story about that. The kitty litters are leaving here anyways. So I told the story a couple weeks ago. We have a cat that was really sick, and we were like, yeah, we're trying this last thing. Anyways, did not work. The cat has progressed pretty bad, so we got to take him to the vet and put him down tomorrow. It sucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, Mike.
He's pretty sick. Like it's time. Like I like if it was, we got a problem, we're just like, sure, this cat's definitely fine when he's not. And anyways, it's time. So it sucks, but he's going to be a lot better off for it. He's in pretty bad shape right now. So anyways, guys, on that high note, we'll see you next. No. Bummer.
Yeah, it's never good putting an animal down. I had to do that. I was like distraught for like a week. I loved my cat at the time, and that's why I don't get animals anymore because I can't do it.
The problem is
I get too attached to it,
those
and then
stinking shelters, man. They just have so many of them.
I just got to turn a blind. I got to turn a blind eye because it causes me literal heartbreak. And now we have kids. I mean, can you imagine? My daughter would be devastated if we had to put an animal down, or like I can't do it tonight. It's too hard, man. I don't know.
It's brutal, but the way you got to look at it is, cat's really sick, man, and sometimes
sometimes
we waited too long. Like
I know it's tough though, Mike. You know, because they're part of the fan. I don't want to say too much. Yeah, it's tough.
It 100% is. Anyways, and it is what it is. So we got someone taking care of the kids tomorrow. Me and my wife are gonna go out and take care of it, and it is what it is. So it just sucks right now. Let's forget about that because I do want to go out on a positive note. So last but not least, I do want to say I'm hopeful, not so much for the rest of this year because I think it's going to be slow, but I think this thing's going to pick up again next year. I think AtGames got some interesting stuff on the horizon. I think the Legends Ultimate 4K is going to be more interesting than I think people originally let on. I mean, it's got a new processor, so it's going to be interesting to see what people can do, bring new stuff through like modding and emulation on that. Plus, for me personally, if you look behind me, my bid LCD is completely not working anymore. So it'll be great to have one that's actually built in with no cables on the outside that my cats can screw up. Other than that, I think Unico's got some big stuff in the future. New Wave Toys. I'm excited to see what they do with the control panel games and their full-size games. And, let's hope Arcade1Up comes back to form as well.
Guys, this is exciting. Let's fucking go. Are we excited or what?
It's going to be a slow year. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. We're back. 2025 is the year of XL, remember?
In the meantime, though, Phil, let's buy lots of toys.
Let's do it.
I will not be doing that. Maybe I'll save money on shoes, get some new pair of Yeezys. I will say this.
What are Yeezys? I don't know what these are.
God, I love you, Mike. Guys, you know what Yeezys are. Stop. Can somebody share a picture of Yeezys? Are you serious right now?
Are they Kanye West shoes? Is that what they are?
Yes, they Kanye West.
I don't know what they are. Are they like socks?
Mike, let me tell you something. They are socks, and you would be very, very, you would love them because they'd be very,
I don't
very
think I would.
I think, trust me, dude, you just slide them on and they're so comfortable. Trust me. Let's see if I can find a pair real quick.
Phil, do you have Yeezys? Do you know what they are?
No, I just wear Kobe's. Kobe's make the widest basketball shoe. So so they're very comfortable. So I always get Kobe shoes.
Here you go, Mike. Now this is just one colorway. There's 1,000 of them, but you can share this to the community for anybody that's wondering. They're so comfortable. I wear them to work 24/7. So let's get this ad out of here. There you go. Like he's looking at it. He's like, I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not on screen, Danny.
I shared it. It just, you gotta hit accept. There you go. That's the Yeezys right there, Mike. You'd love these. Trust me. I guarantee you, man. Just trust me.
I'm 100% sure that's not something I will put on my foot.
No, not this colorway. Like there's other ones. There's like black. I have just all white pair.
I'm 100% sure it doesn't really matter what the color is. That's not something that's going to go on my feet.
Mike, trust me. I doubt it. I doubted it too. I had some Kyries. I had, obviously Jordans. I have a whole bunch of Jordans. I got the Breads. I got the 11s. I got a lot of shoes, but like there's something about the Yeezys that they're just really.
I was going to say those look like Adidas. because they are Adidas.
Yep. Yeah.
What gave it away? Was it the Adidas that's printed up here?
I didn't see that at first, Mike. And remember, I'm staring at a phone right now. Remember, I'm
hold on
older
a
than
second.
both of you guys. I'm staring at a phone right now, like from a distance.
So Phil, we gotta talk about upgrading your setup here. If you're just staring at the phone, we gotta help you out.
I am having the PC issue. I got to get past the firewall. I think I saw what I got to do, but I can't find my password anywhere.
Seems like you need some help from a certain Geek Squad. They might be able to help you out.
Yeah.
Phil's like that 85-year-old man sitting on his porch. He's like, I don't understand these computers.
I don't know this password. Screw it. I'm done with technology.
Yeah, Danny, these shoes are horrible, man. I don't know why.
Mike, hold on. Listen, Mike, listen. Much like the casino Kate, you got to give it a chance. Just try them on. You can always return them. Try them on in store and just walk around with them. You got to break them in a little bit, but trust me on this.
Growing up, I had those stupid Nike Dennis Rodman shoes, and I still like those more than these Yeezys.
You have to try it. You just have to try it. That's all I say. That's all.
Do you remember those Dennis Rodman shoes? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember the Dennis Rodman.
No, put a picture up.
They had laces. See if I can find them here. These are the worst sneakers ever made, and I bought them.
Let's see if I can. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see what laces you're talking about.
These were the worst sneakers ever made. Let's see if I can find them. That's not even the pair, but that's kind of like them. So I'll show you here. Yeah, these were these. Actually, looking back at them, these were actually pretty rad. I don't know why I didn't keep these. It's because they were so stupid to tie up. But mine were gray. But it's
my gosh, I remember those.
And they tied up on the side because he was the worm. Everything had to be different, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these here. P-Dubs was here. He'd be like, go Larry.
You gotta zoom in. Oh, don't dox yourself.
I don't care about that. I tell people who I am all the time. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, these were them.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, awful. I don't see. That's a hard pass for me. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that's just me though.
I think they're better than the Yeezys. I don't know what you have on your feet or where you go, but like seriously, if we go to Chicago and you're wearing those, I'm gonna be like, you're ridiculous. I got to go over here.
Stop it, dude. Mike, we're gonna get to see each other. There's a possibility, guys. And if Phil, you want to come, you'll be like, this is gonna be dope, man. Like, really.
Oh, it's always fun meeting people in person.
Yes,
that's the best thing.
Man. It's gonna be so cool. So I'm happy.
Jenny's Grotto. I've never been to Jenny's Grotto.
What is Jenny's Grotto? Is it an arcade?
I'll have to look it up. Houston Amusements just sent you a super chat.
Yeah, I saw it there. Thank you very much, Houston Amusements. Ever go to Jenny's Grotto? Now I need you to clarify, is this an arcade or some kind of burlesque parlor? I don't understand.
No, I thought that was like a food place, but I could be.
I'm going to look it up here.
Thank you very much for the super chat. Now, Danny, you want everybody to be hype. How many more times are you going to be streaming this week?
Actually, so every day, because
yes, I assumed as much.
My wife is gonna have some surgery on her eye. So
yeah, is this from the issue with the kid?
So it's actually some pretty serious stuff, and we're all just keeping our fingers crossed that this goes over smoothly. So what happened was we were all tickling mom, like, hog pile on mom, tickle her, and my daughter missed, and she's 4, and it hit her right in the eye. Like, I don't know what caused it. But it was like a perfect like poke to the eye. And so everything in the eye healed, but like the outer layer. So what they essentially have to do is take sandpaper and mess up her eye, like with sandpaper. It makes me like squirm. And she's going to be on some pretty high drugs, and they're not going to put her to sleep for this. So it's going to be very painful. And hopefully with several weeks time, she will heal it to 100%. But we're going to do as much streaming we can before, because after the recovery process is going to be kind of brutal, and I'm going to be in charge of that, obviously, with the kids. So we're going to kind of just play that. We're going to be heavy on YouTube, and then not so much for the recovery process.
You should try to do 4 streams a day.
Oh, Phil does 1 a day, and Phil, I don't know how you do it.
He doesn't stream; he makes videos.
You make a video, but it's hard, man.
The editing part is it's brutal. I had guys this morning. I could not get my video to upload. So every day it's 4 a.m.
Did you forget the password?
No, it was not. 100%. It was not coming up. Like,
yeah, I know.
I said it, and then all of a sudden when it was done processing, it just disappears. Like it was gone on studio. So finally at like 7 a.m. I put it on there. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't believe it. It's never happened before.
You know what's fascinating about your videos that I always notice is you have a real slow burn on yours. You put yours up super early in the morning. And like usually the way a video works is the video is only going to be so successful depending on the algorithm, depending on how it does in the first like hour to 3 hours. But you'll put a video out. Like, what time do you release videos? Like 7 a.m. or something like that.
4 a.m.
Yeah,
4 a.m.
Yeah.
Put a video out 4 a.m. and it's a slow burn gradually, and it just keeps increasing. Like you are the opposite of the algorithm. You're like, yeah, algorithm. Yeah. YouTube policies. I'm just going to do what I want.
You just got to do your thing. I don't know. I don't. Is it the thumbnails? I don't know. I have a hard time.
A lot of it is like it's a difference. So your audience is going to be different from something that's just straight home arcade, because you're on there eating McDonald's, you're on there just getting deals. So like people like to just kind of live vicariously through you. And it's not like you're doing a review on a cabinet. It's just like, oh, I want to see where Phil's walking and talking to, because Phil, to be transparent, your video is like literally the same video every time because there's no news. It's the same video. You go to Hobby Lobby, it's the same percentage off. It's the same sign you walk up to. You buy Frogger for the 20th time. It's literally the same thing. And then you put it down with the it works. It works. See, there's Frogger again.
Backwards. We have a Frogger backwards. We need to sub to Arcade Talk.
Go ahead.
We're giving this away.
This is glass houses. We don't throw stones here. How are you really going to say Phil's videos are all the same? Phil, you stream every day.
You're doing a great job, Phil. But another thing too is like Phil will go to like Six Flags Great America, and that's a different like demographic that he's reaching out to. So like you just do different things, and like you go to like these odd like mom and pop shops throughout Wisconsin and stuff, and it's cool because you know somebody like that lives in the area, or maybe they were going to vacation on Wisconsin, then can see like, oh, look, like I would love to go there. Look, this guy made a video of it. Let me check it out before, kind of thing. So there's a lot of value to stuff there, because right now there's no news in home arcade. Like it's very, I mean, not.
That's why we're buying toys. We're buying Voltron.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Danny, let me just stop you there and take you off stream. That's enough of that. Anyways, Phil, the reason why everybody likes your videos is because they like you. You're awesome, man. You're so positive. You have a great way about you. You know what it is? It's your positivity. That's the truth.
100%.
Thank you.
Anyways, guys, 2 hours, 36 minutes. Cat's taking a shit. I appreciate it so much that you guys have come here. No, I'm not joking. Like it is awful here. I got to get out of here and I got to go to bed at some point. But thank you so much. I'm sorry I kept you guys so long.
Well, hang in there, man. I'm sorry. I know tomorrow's gonna be tough, man.
So it is what it is. Thank you.
Well, everyone in the chat, Danny, me, we're all thinking of you.
I appreciate it. And
100%.
I guarantee you, after keeping Phil this long and not telling him Danny might show up, he is definitely going to play harder to get than he has been the last couple of weeks of me trying to get him on.
I just got to figure out this computer thing. Something's going on, but I'll figure it out. This is
probably the password.
This isn't the setup. I think it's my LifeLock interfering with everything, so I just got to figure that out.
What is LifeLock? Is that like Life Alert?
It's like senior
they
citizen
watch
stuff.
over your identity, so everything's linked up through there.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I had a scare a couple of years ago, so now I'm all paranoid about everything. So.
Yeah.
The government, they're after me.
Well, no, somebody stole.
No, I know.
A bunch of cards in my name and shit.
I'll have to tell you guys a story off stream because it's very related to that.
All right, guys. So get ready directly after this. Danny's going to be going
members
live.
only.
Danny's going to be going live, probably doing 4 or 5 streams tonight. And then tomorrow he's doing about 15 more streams. Anyways, yeah. Anything you guys want to mention? You've got like daily walk and talks going on, Phil. That's your big thing right now.
Or it could be a review. We have something special tomorrow coming. So
he's smiling. Oh, I know what it is. We all know what it is. If you're a fan of the channel, we already know. We've saw
it was the last scene. It was the last scene of the video today. So
the
you
big
know what
box. The big
box.
No,
that not yet. There was something after the big box.
Oh, okay.
I got it from GameStop.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
The iconic arcade. Admit it.
Yes, yes.
You got an iconic arcade coming in.
Am I showing everybody?
Yeah, don't. The iconic. Arcade.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, I know what this is. Do.
I actually have that as well. Those are awesome. They came out a couple of years ago. Yeah, I have that as well. My daughter, I also have the dragon dagger, the flute, but it doesn't work anymore.
Cool.
It doesn't do the song.
Oh,
sadly. I had an idea, like I bought it and I was like, I'm going to use this in a YouTube video because I'll review like Super Nintendo Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I was like, yeah, I'll play the song. And then I'll have the Dragon Zord come up. And then I was just like, oh man, that's a lot of work. And then I never did it. But I still have a Dragon Dagger.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would totally pick one of those up. Those are cool.
Are those new re-releases? Because they were out like, Jesus,
I was told
11 years ago.
I was told from the manager that these just came out.
Wow. Maybe they'll come out with another Dragon Dagger.
That's what I was hoping.
All right. Anyways, guys, sorry. I'll keep you all night. I'll keep talking about other things. You don't want to get into G.I. Joe collecting, do you, Phil?
No, I'm more on the superhero. I'm more on the superhero side.
Let me ask you this real quick. So, Mike, you've been collecting like G.I. Joes now. Maybe like a few months ago, I started watching on the Hasbro YouTube channel. They just rerun G.I. Joe all the time with no commercials. It's great. I'm like, dude, I want to show like my kids this because I'm like, this is what I watched back in the day. It's like Deathstroke. It's so fun to watch.
Do you guys do Tubi? You know what Tubi is?
I've heard of it, but I don't have it.
You got to go check out Tubi, man. They got all the cartoons there. Yeah. I don't know. There's difference between Canada and the US, but Tubi's awesome. Like I absolutely irritate my kids because I turn on Transformers, G.I. Joe. They've got all the different seasons of both. And then I turn on like Mask. Phil might know what Mask is. Danny, you're definitely not going to know what Mask is.
I had it.
What about like the Scooby-Doo like from the 70s? Like the good one?
No, shut up. We're talking about 80s stuff. Yeah. You know, the best generation. So they got Jim and the holograms. I turn on all this stuff. My kids absolutely hate it. That's what I got on all day long. Conan Adventures. Oh my God, so much good stuff.
It's the best cartoons.
Check out
the best toys.
Yeah. So you're a 90s kid, right, Danny?
Yeah, you could say that. I was born in 86.
Yeah, so you didn't really have any 80s toys. So basically, me and Phil had a better life than you. I just want you to know.
Stop.
All right, I'm out of here, guys. Phil, look.
We got a super chat.
I promise it won't be so bad next time. Please
get Ezekiel's super chat quick.
499 super chat from Ezekiel. When my next demo is ready, I'll send you guys my Power Rangers game to try it. It's not official. Get out of town, man. Thank you very much, Ezekiel. I appreciate it. And we got another 499 super chat from Giovanni Sean. One of you should make a stream, but instead of being on camera, you use VR chat and talk as anime girl. It'll beat the algorithm. That's not a bad idea. Thank you very much for the super chat. I've done it a couple times where I've accidentally left my computer on and my cat has hit the streaming button, and I've had an all-night stream.
I remember that.
That's funny. Dude, Giovanni Sean was actually watching. He sent a video of him watching our show in VR. Like, that's insane. In VR. Like, technology is insane. I can't say enough.
Last thing, how cool is it when someone sends you like a picture or something and you see it on like a Facebook group and they're like in the arcade watching and then like they've got your video up?
I know, it's fun.
Yeah, it's so cool. I had one time, there was a home arcade tour and I forgot who sent it in because this was like almost a year ago now. And they were like, hold on, we got something special for you. And they had 9, like, I want to say like 42-inch TVs all bound together as one. And it was the Cornercade logo with me and my wife, like our old one.
Oh,
and
that's
like
really cool.
on it. It was insanely dope. And then on top of that, he had like like in the sports arena, they have that like Titantron thing. Well, you can buy those for home use. You got like 32-inch TVs all around it. And they show you like the ticketers and stuff. They had the show playing on that, like right over his pool table. I'm like, dude, this is just so tricked out and insane. It's unbelievable what people do with their home arcades.
Danny, like, are you on something? Like, how do you have this much energy all the time? Like, I don't know what to say here.
I don't know, man. You're
so hype.
Yeah, it is who I am, man. Like at the end of the day, you're either gonna love me or you hate me. You saw in
I
the
don't
chat,
think anybody
people-
should hate you. But
well, that's life, though, dude. Like, I'll tell you.
you have so much energy.
Let's go another 3 hours.
Oh my god, the poll! Oh my god, I meant to
Where
do
is the
multiple
poll?
polls tonight. Completely forgot about it. I don't think I should be on YouTube. I'm the worst at this.
Mike, it's gonna be AtGames leading the way, my guy. You want me to read the poll? Do you have it?
I meant to do what's the worst product too. There was supposed to be 2 polls. 2 polls.
That's okay, man. We had a great show, guys. Like honestly, it was so good that you forgot the polls.
I think
we
this
did something
may
good here tonight.
15th or 16th best YouTube stream done this week on home arcades. That's my
Let's
guess.
go. Yes.
Yeah. Feels like, man, I could have made 3 videals in this time. When
Honestly, he's like, I could have done 3 walk-in talks.
I'm glad I edited my video. It's already done.
Hey, real quick, just a little insight here. How long does it take you guys to edit just a standard, let's just say 15 to 30-minute video?
It could take an hour.
Okay, mine takes 15 minutes. Go ahead, Mike.
It depends on what kind of video it is. There's many different kinds of videos.
Let's say a review video.
A review video takes me do you want the truth? Like if I'm really, really trying? It takes me about 4 days.
That is insanity. I have an app. It does everything. It's not AI. You still have to do everything. But literally, you guys see my videos. I mean, they're not Mike quality. Mike, when you do a review video, like you do get inspired by it. Like you can tell that you put a lot of work in it. I know you kind of emulated.
I'm just a bootleg cool toy.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, don't say that because you don't sell yourself short. You do a really good job with it. And I don't even know how to do that kind of stuff, but I do as much as I can on my phone, and it literally takes me 15 minutes to just edit everything, and then it'll take like maybe 3 hours to upload just because it's going in 4K. But I can show you if you want.
Yeah, the upload takes forever. I don't get that.
That's got to be your internet. My upload takes about like 8-9 minutes, even for like a 20-30 minute video.
What is your fast, man?
What is your down and what is your up?
I got Canadian maple syrup internet. There's no reason your guys should be. I don't know what you're going.
We both have Spectrum, right, Phil?
Yeah.
Yep, Spectrum. It is. Let's go, dude.
It could take an hour. Depends what time of the day it is.
Yeah. All right, poll. I meant to put a negative up as well, but I only did the positive because I'm just surrounded by so many positive people. 47%. AtGames Pinball 4K. Attack from Mars takes it. Zoltar came in second, 20%. Unico Nova Blast came in third, 18%. Evercade Alpha rounding out the bottom, 15%. Just glad we had some fun stuff to talk about. Anyways, guys, I think you're all wonderful. Go check out PD7's channel. No one needs to tell you why. One of the best guys in the entire community. You're going to love his walk and talks. It's just like hanging out with a dude. Mr. Fox is a bit of a weird character, but, you'll get used to him. And, of course, Cornercade. If you're ever feeling down and you say, geez, there's nobody streaming right now, if you turn on YouTube, there's a good chance he'll be there for you.
Yeah, we're like the caboose show at night. So, late night with the Chill and Chat Cornercade for sure.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, thank you so very much. This almost went 3 hours. Holy shit. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful Monday.
See you guys.
No more show. End it, Mike. Don't try to keep it going.
Guys, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Look, so we're live. This is awesome.
No. We're off camera now.
Totally. Are you sure it says live up there?
No, we're off camera.
Okay.
Give us the truth. You guys aren't really that positive, right? Like, you're totally negative, right? Right?
No.
Only when I'm